Hello? Where the white woman at?
I'm here.
I was talking. Excuse me. I was talking about Matt. Rude. Okay, at some point, Mr. Sherwood, I might duck out of the call just for a quick second, for I need to go to my oven and get me my tater tots.
Sounds alright.
Welcome to
And
bankrupt Live. We're reading Sonichu.
yes.
So, I forgot to send you, Vince 12, the link to this issue. So I'm going to do that now.
Much like the slave masters forgot to feed us, so instead they gave us the parts of the pig we didn't need. I know what you're trying
I'd
to
really
imply.
like to be able to just once keep one of these monetized. Just once. You know, I try to be like, I'll be a little bit sensible coming in. No, straight away, just slavery in like the first 5 minutes of the stream.
How long have you known me? And you always seem surprised about this.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. No, it's my fault. Absolutely. Your personal your behavior is my fault.
I just every now and again you get your hopes up that I'll be a decent human being. Like there's that little sliver of optimism that you have that I get sexually aroused and quashing it immediately.
Basically. Let's call a spade a spade. That's what's going on here.
Wait a
Speaking of
minute,
spades, I'm joined today by Vince 12, and we're going to be reading Sonichu issue number 4, or is it issue number 3? I don't know, 3 I think. And it starts with, because we haven't got to the front cover yet, you see, we've got Sonichu babies, and I'm very excited to begin that. But we'll just wait a moment for everybody to arrive in the chat. Oh, got a bunch of new followers, by the way. I've put my Instagram things up there. Thank you all so much. I've had just shit ton of you, like, just basically start following me today after I put that post up earlier. So if anyone doesn't know, I quit Twitter today. As the CEO of Twitter myself, it was a difficult job. No, I quit Twitter because it's full of nonsense. It's full of pedophiles and zoophiles and people who sell pornography. So I thought, you know what?
And also,
this is not a place I want to be.
Also, the mixture between the two, there's pedophiles, zoophiles who are into specifically baby animals. I'm not saying that as a joke, by the way. I want to make that clear.
Oh, I don't think for a second. I don't think anyone thought you were kidding. But yeah, until Twitter fixes its nonce problem, I won't be returning.
The sad thing is, there was a point in time where, like, in the very, very beginning, where people realized, hey, this Twitter thing is a useful commodity, because, you know, those riots were happening in Egypt, and people were reporting on the scene using Twitter, and that's when you realize, oh, this actually could be used for some positive things in the future. Funny how life turns out.
And then Tumblr decided to get rid of all of its not safe for work stuff, and then it all decided to just like.
They got to migrate somewhere.
Well, I mean, as far as the map community goes, the place they can migrate is a fucking oven. That'll probably get me demonetized more than you making jokes about slavery, to be honest, because you know how cucked.
That's what I love about that. Like, I can make self-deprecating jokes about African Americans, but you know, talking about how pedophiles are bad people is a bannable offense. We gotta be more sensitive to their feelings. So Sonichu babies, eh? Oh dear. Something has happened. Let me check.
Then we got the A team here. None of that B squad motherfuckers. A team.
I don't know why he just went quiet for me for some reason.
Okay, I'm going to read that super chat again in case I went quiet for everybody else. Pimp Demon, thank you very much. Yes, we have the 3 good bad creepypasta people, but not Toby or Matt. They are selling instant death disease to old man Jeff.
I had it in my head, my canon in my head that instant death disease was just like an early test run of COVID.
I mean, they were both manufactured in a lab, so
this is going incredibly well.
This is like no monetization status ever. Just like this is why
Look,
this is why we should the pre-stream should just be music. We shouldn't have any talking before the guests are before the audience arrives, because it just devolves into fuck communist China.
what does China have to do with this? We all know it came from Canada. Why do you think they haven't been affected as much? It's because they already made the cure. You gotta open your third eye, Jacob.
Yeah, they all just like sent it down to Florida, from what I've seen.
That's because we're fucking imbeciles down here, and the governor is a moron, and this man needs to commit Minecraft. I hate that human being so much for. I'm not, I could go on a whole rant about that. I'm gonna save that for another time. Fuck Vince McMahon. Old sack of shit. I smell my tater tots. I will be right back. God, I hate these people on the internet and make me sick to my stomach.
Sorry, guys. So I've got this really weird button on my microphone. It's supposed to be a mute button that is just meant to be your basic on and off, but it doesn't work properly. So you press it and you haven't muted yourself. You press it, when you're muted, it doesn't do anything. You have to really double and triple check. And since I added this pop shield, which is really sort of cumbersome and shit, I want to get a different one to my mic. I can't really access the button properly. It's a whole saga. You basically the mic isn't good. Is right. What I was getting at.
So
Dom Thorne, thank you. COVID was made by Zoom, so people would use it. That's probably the best conspiracy theory right now. And it wouldn't surprise me because, Zoom does sell information to China.
Yeah, I think.
So when did you guys lose me? Because I'll read the other super chat again just in case. Matthew Williams, pedos, zoophiles, and maps. Name of Greg's biography. So yeah, I apologize for the silence just now. So as I was saying, quit Twitter, got Instagram now. Feel free to follow me. I'm going to be, after the stream, following 5 of you guys. Basically, if that interests you, cool. If it doesn't, if you think, no, that's a bit egotistical of you, Cobe, why would I give a shit if you follow me on Instagram? Fine, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to be, because so many of you guys followed me today, it was just such a nice surprise when I put the post up of how many of you did. It's just a little thing I'm doing, because I'm not one of these guys who can do a gift card giveaway, I can't have you join my free gift cards giveaway, so I'm just going to follow you guys back, some of you. But I'm going to pick 5, because I like that number.
It's a nice number.
I like to point out that I am an apex American. As I am eating hot dogs, tater tots, and drinking beer, I have evolved into my final form.
Speaking of evolution, we're going to be looking at Sonichu babies. That's right, folks. That's the content you subbed for. Those quality segues and transitions.
I see a couple of you have said, what's Cobe's Insta?
It's written on the screen.
It's written on the screen.
It's literally there. There's the Instagram logo in the top left corner and my Instagram username. Yes. And it's also in the description.
Yeah.
Probably not a good way to start by antagonizing people and saying, "Oh, you shouldn't follow me, it's stupid." Please do not follow my Instagram. It's extremely cringy. I am not following. I'm not joking. Please do not follow me. Okay. Well, we'll see, won't we? We will.
Oh, by the way, if you're from Italy, don't follow Jacob. He wants nothing to do with you, on a deep and personal level. I'm speaking on his behalf.
We're speaking about things that were spoken of in confidence.
Every time I think the term Sonichu babies, every time I think about this, I get immediately sick because I think of that fucking video Chris made.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
I actually don't.
Yeah, yeah. It's just this Sonichu babies. He's basically made like puppets with them with pens, like with pictures on the end of them. And there's one line that just because we were talking about pedophiles earlier, it's like talking about Rose Chew and baby Rose Chew and baby Sonichu making out like, oh, she tastes. He said he tastes like applesauce. Like,
It's fucking grim. Pimp Demon. So, Mr. Deep Voice, I assume he's speaking to you, Vince. I don't think he's going to be speaking to Gemma. How did it feel to not be invited onto Jeff is Back?
the same way it felt to not have to be shipped to Vietnam, I guess.
I think he's got you confused with Empty Phantasm, to be honest.
No, Empty Phantasm. Like I'm upset with that dude. If only because you can look up my channel. What was it? The Art of Jeff Emery or something like that, and you can hear the kind of speaking voice this guy does. And I think that if he were to make more videos of him just reading stories, I think a lot of people would be into it because he has a great speaking voice, as far as I'm concerned, and I don't think he realizes it.
Yeah, he's got a very pleasant voice.
He does.
He's got a pleasant tone. It can, I'm guilty of this as well. It can lean into whiny sometimes, but I think if you were reading, you wouldn't do that. I like reading stories out loud in a non-comedic fashion, but I wouldn't be good at it for YouTube. I did if you saw my stream, I wandered into VR chat and I just started reading Dracula to a bunch of unsuspecting people. And they just started crowding around, like, carry on, please.
I remember. You used to have a channel too. Like I think it was like a British CREEPYPASTA, Mr. something like that.
Yeah.
It,
I uploaded like two
real
videos, and I was like, "Nah, this is lame. This isn't for me. I'm not one of those people."
I'm currently reading
I-
The Hobbit to Logan at the moment. We started reading.
Oh,
it
that's
the other night.
wonderful.
So like,
Now show him the Lord of the Rings movies, and then show him the Hobbit movies, so he can realize what he should hate in the world.
he's actually watching Return of the King right now.
He's seen the Lord of the Rings
Wonderful.
movies a few times, but like, the Lord of the Rings trilogy are amongst his favorite movies. He watches them all the time.
So it's
You're doing okay. You're doing God's work, guys.
like I had this book since as long, literally like since before Logan was born, and I'm like, I'm gonna read this to him one day, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna read it to him now. So like I've been doing that sort of like once of an evening, and I like reading aloud, I really do. So like I like to do voices.
Now I think we should get. Sorry.
I just want to read this comment real quick. Someone said, "How about Sonic.exe, but it's written like a zero punctuation review." I would like that.
All right, so we're gonna jump in now to the comic Sonichu Babies.
I'm terrified.
Once upon a time, a powered-up hedgehog collided with a Pikachu, and a rainbow. I know we read this together. I know. And a rainbow of chaos emerald energy stretched for miles across the land. From this rainbow came a stone monkey. 5 mysterious eggs flew from... Is anyone old enough to get that joke I just made? From it to locations around the region. Mysterious beams of light also shone from the rainbow. But that's another story. Or two. Anyway, fucking hate how Chris writes. One egg landed in a jungle, and it was found by a mother Venusaur. And a father... Is it Scyther?
Scyther, yeah.
Yeah, Scyther.
Oh, got some we'll read the page and then we'll read the super chats.
Yeah.
The Scyther.
Why are you acting like you just started playing Pokemon, Jacob?
Another egg landed by a beach, found by a mother Swampert. Another egg landed softly. You don't have to say egg every time. You could just say another, and I could infer that you meant an egg from the previous statement. Another egg landed softly at a church stoop. It was found by a couple of nuns. The way he's written this, especially since they're probably going to raise the baby that came from the egg, it sounds like the nuns were a lesbian couple. Now, again, I don't know the world. I don't know the world of Quickville. I don't know how enlightened the church is in Quickville.
Yeah, I'm just imagining that when they say raised by nuns, I'm just imagining that Rose Chew or whatever it is going to be raised like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Going to be in the bell tower talking to gargoyles that ruined the film. Hello. What's up? Okay, hold on. Am I coming in all right? Shit. Always something. God damn it. Can you guys hear me?
Fucking gone quiet again.
Because I remember someone said that I saw a comment, someone talking about my mic. How am I?
You sound fine now. Right,
Okay,
I
good.
went quiet again because my mic's broken. I'm going to fix it. I promise you. I will. What was the last thing What was the last thing I read aloud that you heard?
It was about the nuns, and I made a joke about her being raised, but like the Hunchback of
I
Notre
see.
Dame,
Yep.
and talking to the gargoyles that ruined the film.
That would definitely it would improve this though.
Well, yeah, true.
Another egg landed in a dojo occupied by young and old warriors, and the last egg landed in the mountains by its lonesome. Fuck off. See now how these eggs hatched and grew. And then see premiere issue 0 for Sonichu's origin. It just awful. Like Sonichu's origin was not explained in any way I could understand, and it would have been nice if they went about it and trying to explain no. And then Chris comes.
I remember thinking that they were fused together when they collided with each other, and like someone had to tell me, no, it's that the Pikachu got transformed into a weird mutated abomination against God.
It's weird, isn't it? Because like the way it's drawn, Sonichu and Supersonic are fighting together, but it's drawn in such a way that it just looks like they're both Sonichu.
Yeah.
So Chris comes in. Cute intro, huh? Just so you know, here are the original Sunny and Rosie, Sonichu and Rosechu babies. But didn't you just say that their origins were what we just talked about? So why would there be baby forms of them?
What was cute about it too? I mean, you just described something that happened.
I utterly hate the picture as well. Like, I hate it.
I mean,
that's going to be a recurring theme. But look at that. That's just grim.
Goo goo.
I wonder. I don't know why this made me laugh.
All right, before we go on to the next page, I'm going to read some super chats. Okay, so Pterodax, thank you very much for the Canadian bucks. Sergei Romanov, a priest that worships the Tsar, denies coronavirus and believes Putin to be the Antichrist and an android controlled by America, has been in the news since last week. World's nuts. That is pretty nuts.
I thought that was already like common knowledge. Like people already figured that was fact. Like why are you acting like it's a conspiracy theory?
Well, I thought it was all true until I said controlled by America, and then I knew it was bollocks. Matthew Williams, thank you very much. I'm curious, how did you get the idea to start Bad Creepypasta? Great question. So, I don't know if you've seen, we actually did a documentary many years ago. We did 2 documentaries, in fact. We did a 1-year anniversary and a 2-year anniversary documentary. And in the 1-year anniversary, we actually discussed this a little bit. It came from, I was working on a movie, which we never finished. It's an unfinished movie. You can still watch the unfinished version on the channel as a sort of concept video, really. But that's neither here nor there. I was in London editing the film with my friend Ken. Not the sexless doll or the Street Fighter character. Entirely different Ken. You don't know him. And we were editing the movie.
You don't know that.
I'd get bored of a night because we kind of take shifts. You know, it was quite a hard edit. We were both kind of learning how to use Final Cut properly and everything. So we'd be doing these long shifts, and then sometimes I'd sleep in the living room. With my laptop. No, I wouldn't sleep with the laptop, sort of cuddled up to it. I had a teddy bear, so I didn't need to do that, but I would have the laptop there. And I got bored one night, and I went on to Creepypasta Wiki, which I'd heard about before, because I think it was Some Ordinary Gamers that I'd seen that introduced me to that. And Toby had sent me the Ben Drowned thing. You know, it was on Creepypasta Wiki. I know it's an ARG, but it was on Creepypasta Wiki. And so I kind of knew about it, and I found Tales Doll My Story one night. It was just on the random pasta button, you know. And I couldn't fucking believe it. I couldn't believe what I was reading. I thought, this is amongst the worst garbage ever written by humans. Maybe even by any animal. So, what I did, of course, I didn't know about Sonichu and things like that back then, but I thought this is horrific. And the next day, I showed it to Ken before work. You know, we were having some breakfast, and I was like, "Oh, Ken, I've got to show you this thing I found last night." And we were showing each other lots of stupid memes and stuff at the time. Memes that were funny in 2012 that I'd probably cringe at now. But I showed him this story, and I said, "Isn't this the worst shit you've ever seen in your life?" And I read it aloud to him, and he was laughing and just laughing and laughing and laughing. And I thought, wouldn't it be funny to do a kind of try not to laugh challenge with this story? So Matt came round just to hang out to my house, and we were just kind of bored. And I remembered ages ago when I was at Ken's place when I found this story. So I said to Matt, Matt, I've got this really funny idea for a video. And I just hit record on whatever program I had. I think it was GarageBand I used to use back then. And I just fired it up and started reading to him. And sure enough, he starts cracking up, and you know we have a jolly old time. And that's that. And Toby saw it. I think I sent it to him on Facebook or something like that. And he said, "Oh, that's really funny. Can I come and do one?" And he kind of injected some commentary and things like that to it. And it kind of just happened organically from there. It sort of started taking shape. I think after Toby had done 2 with me, because we did Truth About My Death, and he was like, "Oh, that's really funny, can we do another one?" So we did Techie and Truth About My Death on the same day. And then it was just like, once the 3 of us were together, and we started doing like the Sonic stories and everything, that's when it started, and kind of took shape into what it is today. So I hope that answered your question. Anyway,
okay. If you're done lying to the people, I'm gonna tell you what really happened. Okay. He basically started the show because he had a lot of gambling debts. He's gonna break his legs if he didn't do something to recoup his losses. That's the long and short of it. Now, see, I speak for the people. They want to know the truth, you know. So that's why I'm here to kind of balance things out when Jacob tries to tell you this feel good story. But I'm gonna, you know the old saying: the more bright the positive, the darker the negative. You know, that's why I'm here. So, you guys can thank me by subscribing to my channel, and I will be releasing the Jacob Sherwood exposed video soon enough.
Well, thank you for that. I have one retort to that. If I was after money, why in God's name would I be, reading CREEPYPASTA? Surely I'd have. What was popular in 2013? Minecraft? I read the Minecraft videos. Right, so it's time to for fuck's sake, it's time to talk about Sonichu babies. Wild Sonichu, who apparently is a grown-up in the very next page. But hey ho.
I'm like, who's gonna read this?
Okay, so I don't fully understand what's happening.
The crux of a lot of these stupid things are training montages and bad jokes.
Okay.
Oh.
You don't have to tell me. However, in the Stone Age.
Pterodax, thanks very much for the $2. Who's directing the upcoming Vince 12 movie?
I think Midnight is free. He's not been doing anything for a while.
No, I want someone who can properly capture the essence of my constant race baiting and racial jokes. So I'm hiring, what's his name, Jordan Peele.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I was gonna say Jordan Peele, and I was thinking about what's his name, and just as the name Jordan Peele came to my head, you said it. I was like, you son of a bitch.
I also want, a director who will, make a profit by his name value despite being horrifically overrated and being high on his own farts.
So yeah, I'm not Shyamalan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that video that because I watched Horror Noir, which is quite a good documentary. But there's a part where Jordan Peterson, then Jordan Peele, very different people. Jordan Peele. Although Jordan Peterson's Get Out might be an interesting movie. Might not have finished popular. Where Jordan, it was just called Women Get Out, was the Jordan Peterson one, which is a movie aimed solely at gamers. But the Jordan Peele interview when he's talking about Get Out, and he's like, I wanted to make a movie that was like daring, and I figured I didn't know it was going to be popular. I thought people in Hollywood might not like this, and I thought really Hollywood people in the most like this weird like liberal cesspool wouldn't like your message of white man bad. Really, you were worried that would be an issue.
Jacob,
so who's going to do the voices?
Well, we can hear you. We can hear you. Of course we can.
Just checking. But I'm here.
Hello. This was surprising. Welcome.
I just saw you on there. Like, how? I just you hear the
Matt-
heartwarming story about how we came together for CREEPYPASTA and the truth that Vince, told everyone that he's going to do a tell-all book.
It's all about like exposed videos, brother.
See, Jacob was going to lose his thumbs to the mob. He's like, I need to make a lot of money quickly, but that didn't pan out, and that's why he hired Gemma to be his thumbs.
Yeah, I don't have any thumbs. So typing is a fucking bitch.
Yeah, I don't have any
well-
fingers. All my fingers, like all the things on my hand are thumbs.
That's nothing to do with the mob. It's just a birth defect.
Yeah.
Well, also, I don't think people understand this. Gemma's part Scottish, and that's not someone that the mob tends to cross. So anytime they try to send a hitman, they kind of have to crawl back after Gemma breaks their kneecaps, and that's the primary factor why she lives with Jacob as being like a unpaid bodyguard.
But it works.
We haven't
We haven't
even
Gemma.
guys. We're on page 2. Let's.
Wait,
Realistically, what can we say about this? It's just
It's noise, isn't it? Like, look at this page. It's awful. I zoomed out, which was just that's my eyes trying to take over my brain there for a moment. All right, zoom in a bit. Yeah, it's just nothing. Like, what is even happening?
It's just again like okay, yeah, you're right. We should try to make some progress. Vinu, Scythe the Scythe. He has 2 dads. The thing lied.
I think they're sure it's supposed to be onomatopoeias, but he's doing it wrong.
Well, to be fair, Pokemon all they do is say their voices, so I guess it works.
Matt, Pimp Demon would like to know if you were able to give old man Jeff the instant death disease.
Yes, but what?
Yeah, there you go. Yes, all right.
I gave him instant death. Yes,
So
coronavirus. That's what it is. Making relevant.
Sonny. I'm trying to learn the lore here, folks.
It looks like a mutated Yoshi's egg.
He looks like he's bleeding from the eyes and mouth.
And anus.
Well, we can't see his anus, but we can assume that he's bleeding from the anus as well. Like, this looks like...
Yeah, we can see it right there in the corner.
You know, in that, there's that... it's not a creepypasta, but, some horror story that's told through children's drawings, and there's like, hey, this is my friend Sarah, and it's like a ghost with bleeding eyes. That's what this one little panel here reminds me of.
Well, the reason why is he's just taking a massive shit.
He's just... Oh, yeah! I thought you were just being like irate gamer. I was like, no, this is like a massive fucking lump of shit next to him.
I'm looking at the last page in the corner, and it looks like he's like pooping out a giant green turd. Which
this comic is about as good as the shit I just took.
It's considering it's a grass Pokemon. You think a prerequisite of that is actually eating like foliage.
A corn cob. It's just like a corn cob straight off the thing. He's just eating it's gone straight through him.
I was like, someone says, like Motherbound says, Sonic.exe, but not terrible. How would you write it? I wouldn't.
No, we used to get this a lot, like back in the heyday of creepypasta's popularity. I used to have probably once to twice a day someone would send me their good version of either that or Jeff the Killer or one of the other popular ones, and I never read them. Not to be a dick, but I think I read like one once, and I was like, nah, I'm never doing this again.
Product. It's like trying to, like, if I'm going to build a house out of shit. I'm the world's greatest architect. You're still gonna fail.
The only way I can imagine someone making a good or even passable version of Sonic.exe, you have to literally throw out every single trope associated with it, and there's the point where it'll become completely unrecognizable as what it originally was. It's like, why do you think that Jeff... Oh, sorry.
I just thought, like, you're right, Vince. I just thought the perfect way to really make a good version of Sonic.exe is you just put on Die Hard, but every time they refer to him as John McClane, they refer to him as Sonic.exe. You just dub it over. And that's a good version.
So, see, when you try to make a remake of something and keep some things original, not realizing that it was shit to begin with, you end up with a Death the Killer remake, which improves things on a technical level in regards to, like, the story, like the writing structure, but it's still Well, you take away the parts where you laugh at, and then you just make it just boring. I would rather have a story be objectively terrible and entertaining than just dull.
So what you're saying, you prefer the prequels to the sequels?
So Pterodax
I-
wants to know, when will you read Slime Beast's version of Jeff the Killer? I didn't know that was a thing.
Did he,
I was happier 40 seconds ago when I didn't know that was a thing.
The world is a darker place.
I'm in the. I like Slime Beast, but I don't like, and I actually like a fair amount of his stories. I do not believe for a fucking second that even he could make a semi-passable version of Jet the Killer. It's gonna rival. Give it up.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
I
like
like some of his stories. But...
So, Wild Sonichu is training and throwing green
I don't understand it.
condoms at something.
I'll be honest with you, I don't understand it and I don't want to, so we're going to move on to the next page.
Oh wait! I just wrote like, isn't his dad supposed to be a cipher or something like that? So he's training with his dad and shooting out an acorn.
Yeah, what is that?
You know, let's just move on to the next pages.
Oh yeah, here we go. I'm not a hedgehog. I'm a hedgehog, not a spider monkey. Time for some coconut soup.
You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey.
I can't believe how... You know what, like, as like a reflex then, as like a defense, I went to say, hey, you know, we could be watching Twilight instead of reading this.
No.
Right, so it could be worse. You could be watching 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
That's at least entertainingly bad. Well, the movie, no, but the book is.
Really? I just heard the movie's just absolute torture.
The movie's garbage. The book is hilarious.
Yeah, the book is one of the worst things I have ever read.
I think I got 6 pages into the book and just launched it across the room.
My inner goddess is doing the dance of 1,000 suns.
I love.
That's the kind of. She refers to her internal monologue as her inner goddess all the time.
I remember I did watch someone's video talk about it recently. She's like, she doesn't know what a subconscious is or something
I wish
like
we were
that.
talking about anything else.
Okay, it's back to Sonichu.
Yeah.
You think that's something?
I spoke too soon.
You think that's something? Daz, not that. Daz, is that supposed to be like a speech impediment intentionally or no? I can't tell.
You think that's something?
You think that's something? I can use my tail as a propeller, and I can run real quick. I can also blend a tree to get me jump. I'll rule this fucking jungle.
To get my jump.
Fuck you.
That's a pretty good impression of a disgruntled Londoner there.
Okay, so...
You need to say slag or cunt a few times. Make it genuine.
Now, Gemma, I suppose you could do the voice of Bubbles Rose Stew. Let's go in for a closer look.
Oh, yay!
What's that? It's just blue. I don't know what's happening.
There's nothing... What's happening in this one? It looks just like it's sinking. Is that what's happening?
I feel like I'm watching
Is
an
it an
iPhone
egg?
65 music video.
That's awful.
Wait,
Okay,
I'm confused. All right, so
I'm trying to.
what's
Okay,
this
okay.
thing?
So
What's this thing?
the water is falling into the. Okay, I need to actually look at where you're looking at, see where your thing's pointing.
So I think the eggs fall into the ocean, and then
Yeah.
some Pokemon that I can't actually recognize finds it.
I think because it's the same blue, I thought that was the Rose Chew for a minute.
That silhouette's supposed to be a Swamper, but it looks more like an obese Meowth.
It
I
does.
have no idea. I
don't know what.
don't know what the hell that Pokemon's supposed to be, but
All right.
I'm not reading any of the weird sort of like onomatopoeia over there. Like,
Right, I don't know what this Pokemon sounds like, so I'll do it. Swampert!
Rosie!
See.
Rosie Rose!
Swamp!
I
Gemma, I believe your line is CC.
C,
You know what's
C.
great?
And then
You know
I
what's
believe the next
great?
line is Pop Pop.
what's great?
This is
Pop, pop.
literally reminding me of the fucking Star Wars holiday special when George Lucas, that was a good idea. Let's have the Wookiees talk to each other with no subtitles. Like, I would love to know if Chris took inspiration from that. I think he was clever.
One day,
Oh, Jesus, where are we?
splash! Like a blue whale shows up, I guess.
Bonk.
It's a, and it just drops. That was an intentional murder. Like there was a rock attached to its underside. I don't think that's something that just happens.
I thought it did like it was a giant whale shit that.
Or is it just got clobbered by a giant barnacle?
Rosie! Rosie Rose!
Gemma, stop sighing like Chris.
I just don't want to do this. Don't quit, Mama. I got you.
Ice beam. What does ice beam do? What's that gonna do? You're gonna freeze it. Gonna freeze it to death in the middle of the ocean. What the fuck are you doing?
Wait, how? Is this the same event?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Why is she a grown up now?
She evolved.
because she evolved. You played Pokemon, Jacob. You know how this works.
Okay, so I should explain. I've played a few hours of Pokemon for the first time recently. I'm not an expert, so if this makes sense in Pokemon logic, fine. But
Oh, I can't believe, like, Jacob, get with the times, man. It makes perfect sense. It's
But-
just everyone
Well,
else here understands
see,
it perfectly.
I think I'm gonna embrace my inner '90s weeb otaku piece of shit. I think the problem with Chris is that he operates under fucking the anime logic, where a Pokemon's emotional distress is a prerequisite for it to evolve at times. Basically, if they evolve when things are dramatic enough for it the situation to call for it. So I think that's what Chris is taking inspiration for.
The evolution as the plot demands it.
all right,
Exactly.
You're gonna say Swampert again.
am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Later.
bitch.
What voice did I do? What was it like?
I don't even
Swampert.
fucking remember.
Swampert,
How you feeling, Mama?
Swampert.
That giant pedophile smile on there.
I nearly lost you as you sank into the ocean, but I saved you.
And then she
Yeah,
looks as though
I-
she looks directly at the reader and says,
My Mama Swampert was
Oh, like,
excited
look at
after
that
I
fucking
rescued
picture
her.
next to it.
Now
It's
I
like,
freely swim
oh,
the ocean that is
it's
my
got tits
backyard.
as well.
Now I freely swim the ocean that is my backyard. I found many new friends in the future, but I'll never forget what Mama said. Stay strong and true to your heart, and you will prevail.
Are you sure
never said
that
that.
Mama said that? Because it seemed to me that your Mama said swamp, swampert. Like I feel like that's what your mum said.
Language.
I think that's what she just chose to hear.
It's like, get out of here, you freak! You disgust me. Also, Jacob, you got some cat.
Yeah, I'm gonna read them. Somebody on the last stream said I should read them at the end of the page instead of keep interrupting to do it.
All right.
I'm so happy. I think I'll make a seashell necklace.
Okay, so I'll read some super chats now. Okay.
That was painful.
Oh god, this looks like a wedding. All right, okay. Swampert, Prado with a no. Thank you very much. Swampert is actually my favorite Pokemon. Rather, it was before this, and I'm pretty sure your call was actually pretty on point. I don't know what you mean by that. Thank you. Pterodax, 5 Canadian bucks. What if there's an apocalypse tomorrow and the archaeologists and historians come to the conclusion that Chris Chan was the founder of Christianity? That's a genuine possibility. Like, enough of our history could be lost that's the conclusion you draw.
It'll be like in Fallout New Vegas, where like these people all of a sudden just like want to like these people just follow Elvis Presley,
Oh yeah.
and they
Or they
become
call
the
him the king.
kings, and they do
I
everything.
think
I
that's
was thinking
just
of-
Vegas, Jim. I don't think that needs to be.
So the next Fallout. So you're telling me the next Fallout game is gonna have a clan of people wearing like rugby shirts and thick rimmed glasses, like chasing radioactive hedgehogs.
Oh, Gemma, the thing you just said reminded me. I don't know if people will find this interesting. My friend Tom at work, he got married in Vegas, and they didn't have a priest. It was an Elvis impersonator.
Oh, wow.
That married him and his wife, and they're still together. So
Aww.
that was quite funny.
That is funny.
Angelica Rosechew.
I got this.
Wait, before you, Jacob, just go to your Discord. That's what Swamper looks like.
Oh, if you, yeah, I'll show it on my Discord now.
I love Swamper.
Can't you tell it's a one-to-one?
I mean, I thought it was
Does it
impeccable.
look
I don't
like
even
what
know
Chris
why.
drew? I wonder. I'm gonna guess
Exactly.
because else you would.
It looks exactly like it.
And on the 7th
That's
day...
not even remotely similar.
It's in fact, I dare say Matt just pulls the picture from the comic itself.
And on the 7th day, Chris Chan said, I'm working on it.
And the Lord cast out the devil, Clyde Cash.
Wouldn't the devil be what's her name? Megan, most beautiful angel.
Yes,
And they got casted down.
Chris Chan's most favorite angel. Pimp Demon. Okay, slime version of JK is a school story. All right, I'll check it out at some point.
I don't want to see a slime version of JK.
It's just a slimy JK Simmons. It's like a.
I was thinking of
like a
JK
swamp
Rowling.
thing. No, JK Rowling is the slimy version of JK Rowling.
Yeah, you can't get any slimier than that.
It's like
There are
abracadabra, bibbity boo. I don't like trans people. I can't remember how the song goes. So, all right. So, Matt, you don't. I am not going to get you to read. Let's be honest. Vince, if you want to do Angelica Rosechew, and Gemma and I will be the nuns.
Okay.
Is that like like you're doing improv class, right? Vince, I want you to be.
How fucking shit is that? I hope you're not paying for that class. Well, your teacher there, invariably in a striped long sleeve shirt, is saying, "All right, guys, now I'm going to assign you some jobs for this quickfire improv. I want you to be Angelica Rosechew. All right? I want you to get up on stage. Give it a little swagger. What does that mean, swagger? What is a Rosechew? Can I get my $39.95 back?"
I was like, and you guys be nuns.
That's why we need to bring back
literally every acting class.
Now swoop in and fuck her. A joke that only Jacob's really gonna get.
Yeah, swoop in.
Alright, so which nun do you want to be? The first nun or the second nun?
I'll be the nun on the right. You'll be the nun on the left.
Yeah.
Okay. Sister, our Lord has blessed us with a young one from above.
Yes, let's bring it in and offer prayers upon its health. And then
Like
there's
Can you imagine? Like they should burn that thing. It's clearly from Satan.
I was saying before you got here about I'm not sure how liberated the church is in Quickville, but it seems like these are a couple raising this baby in the church. The church looks horrible. We were joking about Vegas. This looks like it belongs in fucking Vegas.
It does look like like a $5 marriage chapel, doesn't it?
Moments later, fucking saved eggshell. This is like non-linear storytelling. Look, moments later, Rosie pops out. Oh, I see what they... Right, so, no, I'm just a retard. So, they saved the eggshell and kept it in the case. I thought the egg was on display because it was saved because they're Christians.
Oh.
I don't know how much of that is my fault for being stupid and how much is just the way Chris writes, but...
So,
Yes.
so we're going to scrap this, and Jacob, you're going to write down the follow-up story to this, where the rapture comes, but luckily the egg also descends up into heaven, because it's been saved.
Keep trying, my child. The Lord has blessed you with wings, so one day you will fly to angelic heights.
Rosie.
One night. Oh God, was she visited by Chris Chan?
So,
You've been given a vision from the Lord.
So wait, Jacob. So he starts off as a mayor, then becomes the main character. Now he's God.
All right, so Christine actually does believe she is a deity.
That gobshite again!
I imagine that if Quickville was real, that's what it would be like when you turn on the TV. Just like, hey everybody, welcome. That gobshite again! Is he never off the air?
I just want to, another quick start to the project. Father Ted, but in Quickville.
Oh
So,
Lord.
we need to fund that.
Who remembers Father Ted, Grandpa?
That's like most people in England probably.
So I hear you're a racist now, Christian.
That's why we're getting.
Yeah.
How did you get into that sort of thing?
So, before well, let's not discuss Chris's racism. We'll discuss that on another stream, along with Ted Bundy Chew. That's a real OC by Chris. But until then, let's unpack some of these panels. So we've got. I think this is Chris just addressing the audience in a way he thinks is cute. By the way, guys, I am using male pronouns for Chris because this is the past. I'll use, when referring to Christine today, I'll use female. But please don't come in and go, oh, he's being a dick and misgendering fucking Christian. No, this is Chris when Chris was still Christian. So fuck off before anyone preemptive. It's a preemptive fuck off to outrage people.
This could be a gender-neutral name.
So this thing here, do you know what it reminds me of? Homer Simpson sleeps in an oxygen tent, claims it gives him sexual powers.
It looks exactly like that, yeah.
Like, that's really what that looks like to me.
That's only half true.
God, fuck. We're watching Simpsons. Oh my god. We'd never be able to stream it, but at least we'd be having fun. So that's pretty alright. So also, she's evolving. Okay, so she goes from being like portly here. What's with the jubblies? Look.
I just realized the bed grew with her.
Yeah, I mean they gotta have him.
Wasn't that a point of contention between him and Megan when he incorporated one of her characters is that she didn't want breasts on it because she didn't like anthropomorphized characters with sexual attributes, and he said fuck you.
God, Megan's so fucking based.
Yeah.
God bless you, Saint Megan. You were too good for this world.
And also, in my headcanon, I like to think that friggin' Chris is just walking around, going to everyone's house and opening their doors and just throwing random shit in there. And this is just happenstance right here, that he happened to have a pair of shoes and a scrunchie that could fit this bitch.
So I'm going to scroll down. You're right. So he isn't addressing the audience. You're right. He actually does sneak into her room. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't want anyone breaking into my room at night, but Chris is in like the top 3 people I definitely don't want. The other 2 are serial killers.
So, anyone ever seen that?
And Chris Chan or Christian or whatever the fuck her name is now is just standing over your bed, not saying anything, just looking directly into your eyes.
Just sighing every 5 seconds.
Has anyone ever seen that?
Can you get out of my room? I'm working on it.
So do you think the name of the church?
You have people who's like horror movie villains who are like breathing heavily. It's just sighing.
I'm
do
just
you think,
imagine-
I was gonna say, do you think
I'm
the
just-
name of the church would be this like Saint Megan's of Perpetual Sorrow?
Perpetual virginity.
I'm just-
I tell you what, Darth Vader would be a lot less threatening if he was standing there going,
Vince, you're saying something before I interrupt you.
I'm just imagining like the.
This is
anyone
a
ever seen
diplomatic
that
mission,
music video?
Lord Vader. You are not being pure and honest with me, Princess Leia. Perhaps you could cool off in my bedroom.
Please don't do that.
So that chokehold motion that Vader does is just like Chris Chan doing that weird claw thing he does when he's trying to sound serious.
No, he's just pepper spraying them. It's just Darth Vader when he walks around with a little can of pepper spray.
Lord Vader, what are you doing? Don't call anyone.
Jim, have I missed any?
Vader, have you brought the plans back for the distance? I'm working on it.
Okay, so, well, she was going to need those shoes and scrunchie. Sleep well, ain't
Now
you?
you got. I'm sorry, but now you just got me thinking of fucking Palpatine being Bob Chandler now.
Vader, get away from that computer. I'm cutting down that Death Star.
No.
Yes.
Do you realize if the Rebel Alliance gets their hands on those Death Star plans, they could shut this thing down? I don't care what you do, my apprentice. Get that stuff off of there.
I'm working on it.
Do it now.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to get all the rebels within my power to do it.
He's like a video across the galaxy. He's like waving his lightsaber around.
His
So I want those Death Star.
is thrown in this
Oh.
one.
I want those Death Star plans now.
It's like, even in the costume, like it's not very intimidating. Is it just fucking 7-foot Darth Vader just stamping his feet? Now!
Get those Death Star plans off the internet.
He's in a Darth Vader suit, but he's still like fat and dumpy. And he's got stripes across it. Little medallion. Instead of that, like the little platform with the lights on it, it's just in the shape of a medallion.
So,
Someone please do fan art of like Darth Chan Vader or whatever.
next morning.
I don't, so I'm assuming it's
I think it starts with Rose Chew, yeah.
yeah.
Excuse me.
And I just awoke anew.
Like, well, Angelica.
No, that's me. I'm the one on the right,
Oh,
remember?
sorry. I think you speak first.
Oh, God, this is confusing. You're right. Well, Angelica, I knew the Lord would have a grand plan for you.
Yes, he gave you a great script to follow.
Yes.
I love that's the voice. It suits these like idiot nuns so perfectly that like they're like, oh, it's a gift from God. She's like, I am Angelica.
Tell me, where do you keep the newborn children around here? I need to know for Bible study.
You sound like Candyman.
So fucking scary.
Acid's like she's got acid drool too while she's doing it. Like
It's like fucking Pennywise ass drooling. Like,
I am Angelica, humble servant to our Lord.
I like this Lord with two O's. Also, humble servant of our Lord, Astaroth.
Having faith over time will reward you very well. So keep your head held up high.
height. What? Oh,
To be fair, she's only like a week old. Cut her some slack.
That is how we spell high in the nether realm. And one day you will be blessed with good health, true love, and pure happiness. Spread your wings of hope and fly.
That's right,
Thank you, our Lord Asmodeus.
Children, if you jump off the cliff, you will be able to fly, I promise. All of you and your parents jump now.
This reminded me of Angelica Rose. She was Mr. Happy Mouth. Like,
I have a game I want to play. I'm going to teach you how to juggle.
these are knives.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be fun if I used anything else.
Okay, so we finished the page. So I'm just going to read the super chats. Thank you, Christopher Mir. J.K. Rowling is covered in, I don't know what that says, Vomud. I don't get it. But thank you.
Yes.
Same person again, Christopher. Based Megan tells Chris they deserve this. Pieces out. It's true. This really happened, and I'm going to... Joe Richardson, simply all in caps, I'm working on it. Thanks. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay, so now we're moving on to Punch. I'm never going to get used to calling this guy Punchy Sonichu.
Punchy.
So the very first time we ever sat down to read this, and we got to Punchy Sonichu, we had to take a 10-minute break because we just couldn't stop
Yeah,
laughing.
so this
after.
I'm into unexplored territory now, but like Matt and I have read issue 0 so many times
Yeah, well, at least 5 or 6 times.
The first time, yeah, we read issue 0 when we got to the chaotic combo, and I got to punchy Sonichu. I was fucking helpless. Like
It was like that. It was like that laughing where he, like, where he can't breathe. Like, the most. Like when you watched that a few times on the channel where you're like, I can't breathe. Just
Yeah, if you guys have seen that video where we're playing Sonic Unleashed and we get to the weird animation where you lift the box over your head when you're in werehog form and your whole body kind of shuffles from side to side. It's really weird. It was like, imagine that, but like 10 straight minutes.
So was it you just found the name hilarious or what?
I think it was
So
the name in
stupid.
combination with the drawing. It was just like a double whammy of fucking retardation.
Can I do the voice for this one too?
Of course, Punchy Sonichu. Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
I'll read the captions where there are some. Gemma, do you want to be the one with the afro? And I guess I'll be the blonde.
Sure, sounds good to me. Okay.
Nabe's Dojo Shin.
Excellent, my students. You all make this Master GDW proud.
She's not a dog
Ooh.
trainer.
I don't care. Now we will perfect our chopping technique. You'll never know when you need to cut a movie.
I didn't know what that was at first. That look at his giant ass finger.
It looks like it's outside.
He's trying to do something different.
Yeah, what you don't realise is that they've actually got a closed fist, and that is just a giant finger monster walking past.
And just like that is outside the window for some reason.
Yeah, it's just like...
And Chris just forgot to draw the
It's
line.
actually just... he's come to sell thumbs, door to door.
It's the kid from The Shining's guy who lives in his finger.
It's like, hello, can I interest you in some thumbs? What the fuck is this?
Like, Jacob, you'll be interested by the thumbs, remember?
It's true. Those are my thumbs he's fucking selling. But now I've got... I don't need them anymore. I've got Gemma here. If anything, there's too many thumbs in the house. So...
Too many thumbs spoil the broth after all.
Yeah, I think it's still you.
Now get like this and... Nani?
Oh my god, it's just Nanny.
Nani? Master...
Nanny!
Master
No
Nani-san,
one's
your
exploding.
egg
That's the
is
problem.
shaking.
You wanted to do Punchy Sonichu, right, Vince?
Oh, funny.
Oh god.
What the fuck's he doing with his hand? Is he trying to throw out the horns or flipping like someone off?
Well, we've established these creatures are satanic, so...
Yeah, I like to listen to Slayer and sacrifice goats to the devil.
Oh wait, no, that's supposed to be his knuckles. You know, like he's got like knuckles. He's got the 4 fingers.
All right,
It's
let's go.
like my headcanon is that he's a stereotypically Asian Satanist. That's my headcanon. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just realised that the panels are in the wrong order. I was like, now get like this, and then the thumb monster throws the egg through the window. It's an act of sabotage.
Alright.
Oh, this person's class. They're teaching too well. I better distract him with a punchy Sonichu.
We're missing. We need you, Vince. We're missing crucial bits of dialogue like Son and Sonny.
Oh, Sonny. I'm just like jutting my teeth out as hard as I can as I'm talking.
It's like fucking karate from Batfink.
Is it me next?
I guess it's me. It's the blonde, isn't it? I had all that time to think of a voice, and I didn't think of one. I'll accept your challenge.
Great Excel Poemy Saga. Whatever that means.
Because I'm
Okay.
Mapoe, calling myself Biashiko, because I'm a fucking weeb. Is that like backwards? What is that? Biashiko. Will not allow a grasshopper like you to hatch into my director's dojo shin so easily.
Empo, I am only your father in this setup. Stay in character.
Yeah, I'm the director of this anime, not Shinabi.
I'm a very petty and small man, so the things that irritate me tend to fluctuate. Whenever Chris breaks the fourth wall, I have the urge to watch him get viciously beaten with a wooden cane.
I think that's
That
natural.
doesn't matter. I will win this fight.
Oh, she ripped his dick off.
Imagine, right, an egg. Imagine what world this is living in. An egg rolls up, right? Hatches, says some gibberish you can't understand, flips you the bird. And the first thing you do, you don't call animal control, whatever, you rip its fucking tail off. What are they teaching in this school?
I don't know. Like, it's probably like some sort of like Eat Karate Kid level, bad guy dojo. It's like that, like like so a
Sweep
newborn
the
has
leg.
cat, you immediately challenge it to a fight, like like a newborn chick is just born in this dojo. Put up your fucking dukes.
This is a gym ran by Ishida Kim. It's like, okay, first I'm gonna teach you how. No, not Ishida Kim. What's his name? Ken's Dojo. Anyone see those videos? I'm gonna teach you how to fight a newborn baby.
My opponent does not need this weak point. Yeah.
Why would you rip it off if it's a weak point?
Yeah, I imagine that would do it massive more damage.
I mean, and also you ripped off. Well, I would say she is right. I mean, ripping off my dick would be. I would be incapacitated for some time.
Well, you attack his weak point for massive damage. Giant
It's not a crab, Gemma.
That's never going away. That was in like 06 or something, that conference. It's never going away.
Nope.
Because it's Ridge Racer!
Also, look at this thing, Matt. Are you gonna tell me you know what the fuck this thing is? It could be a crab if you really squint your eyes hard enough.
You have a point.
That really.
At the very least, it is cancer.
With the I feel like we should have given it Linkara's voice.
I can't. That's a voice I really want to master because I think it's the funny thing. Linkara is a shit comedian, but his voice makes me laugh.
It's one of the things that's so frustrating about Linkara is his voice is already doing the heavy lifting for him in terms of comedy, and he still can't make me laugh.
Yep.
Oh, that really? Okay, I can't do it. I just stick to stereotypical Asian. I'm sorry. Oh, that really hurt.
Sky uppercut.
Wow.
Sky uppercut.
Wow, you are strong. I know what.
Oh.
I think it's Punchy Sonichu and then you maybe.
No, I'm just imagining like Punch whenever someone's talking and Punchy just happens to be by, he just interrupts. Oh.
To be fair, he is drawn with like comically Asian eyes.
He looks like the pink guy with the A-boss kind of looking face.
Let's just replace all of his dialogue now with just requests for pussy.
Give me the pussy, please.
Give me the pussy balls.
Oh, I am a Punchy, a strike ninja. I studied at the GWG. I can't read. Shinabe, and I came from the latest fighter. I can't.
You were just born.
Since Goku, I have learned to keep my tempo down by watching TV comedies. Haha, they're so funny.
I know
You keep learn to keep your temper. I mean, in this particular set of circumstances, I'd be a little bit irritative. Like I was born. I said hello to someone, and they responded by ripping my dick off.
I learned to keep my temper. Well, at least I was until I was mutilated moments ago.
Yeah. Well, it's clearly unstable because what I can get is he was born a few days ago. He was born a few seconds ago. Had his dick ripped off. Apparently, he's been to a bunch of kung fu tournaments and relaxes by watching Big Bang Theory.
Oh God.
Oh.
I think it's you, Gemma.
I know what Mipo did was wrong, but if you will let me, I can teach you how to center that power into a much better, less painful-looking style.
And with that, that's the end of the page. Scroll up, see if I missed.
So,
think I only missed one super chat. Yep. Pimp Demon, thank you very much. Says pure happiness. That sounds impossible when I read Sonic EXE in Clockwork. I, to be honest, reading this, I long for the days of Sonic EXE. Not so much Clockwork, but I long for the days of Sonic EXE.
No.
When Sonic EXE was the worst thing I'd ever read, those were very good days.
Let me put it like Sonic EXE and Clockwork are generically bad, horrible garbage, but I like the part of me that likes Sonichu because I like exploring the Chris's twisted psychology. Like, I find it fascinating.
What's really horrible is that was all just like prologue, and we're only now at the front cover.
I thought it was finished.
Apparently, I read this on the Wikipedia. Apparently, like, Wild Sonichu is supposed to be the leader of this little posse of idiots, and it doesn't show, like, the one, considering that Chris fixates on, what's his name, Magi-chan, like, I always assumed that he was the leader.
So,
Then again,
thank you,
this is
Uncle
not a-
Octopus, who says, I have a fish. Would you like to make a wish?
Oh dear.
Fucking funny stuff.
That video was hilarious. I give it 2 out of 1 star.
I remember YouTube stars, man.
Wow.
That was a really useful way of assessing the quality of a video.
It was an interesting system. I think I'm so used to the likes and dislikes now. I think I kind of prefer it. But at the time when it changed, I definitely would have preferred the stars to stay at the time. But now I'm much more used to the thumbs up thing.
I do love how like YouTube realized that okay, these creators that suck and keep bitching about the dislikes they get, but they're partnering with us. They're constantly complaining about this, so let's make it so that it doesn't look as bad. So it used to be a red and green line, and then it's just like a blue and empty line, and then they were talking about like potentially getting rid of the dislike button entirely. Like, you can't force people to like these shitheads. I'm sorry.
I loved the red. There was something about the red that just cracked me up when I would see like a dislike bar that was,
Just bright red line. Just
That was always really
So
funny.
there's a. Let's talk a little bit about the front cover. There isn't as much to unpack with this cover as the last one. You've got this picture of Magi-chan in the corner here. Again, you were just saying Chris seems to fixate on Magi-chan, even though Wild is meant to be the leader. Wild's got center stage here, but Magi-chan is in the corner. We've got presumably Kazooie.
I do like. What is wrong with like Punchy Sonichu? It looks like he's trying desperately not to
He's gonna be
take
sick.
a shit in the middle of the road. I got it.
It doesn't
Well,
help that it doesn't help that which one's this? The blue one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
bubbles.
the Swampert's daughter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't help that Blue Rose Chew is basically like feeling up his leg. It's very, very
it's
close
like-
to
it's
where
It's
his
like
genitals would be.
checking to, it's like, oh, so you don't have a dick? Let me check.
So that would probably make me kind
Oh,
of queasy.
God.
So I think if an anthropomorphized hedgehog was grabbing me between the legs, I'd be a little queasy. So you have to be sympathetic, really.
The way that arm looks, it's darker than the rest of her body. It looks like there's someone standing behind him, just like grabbing his crotch, and he's like, "Why isn't anyone doing anything about this? Do you not see the same thing I'm seeing?"
Nothing. The picture with Wild, its feet are a little bit weirdly proportioned, but other than that, it looks like Chris's typical art style. Nothing to really comment on. Magi-chan looks really fucking fat here, and it looks like he's wearing a waistcoat that doesn't fit him. He looks like a genie, like a pantomime genie. The shadow
better
is
than Will-
fucking lazy as well.
Still better than Will
They look like
Smith, you know?
chess pieces. These guys.
Jacob, I'd just like to say that we've been doing this for about an hour, and we're like, 10 pages in.
Yeah, but what else? What else are you gonna do with your Sunday? Go to church?
I thought we were worshiping at the altar of Chris.
That's what we're doing. Yeah, Chris.
We're good boys and girls who'll come and give us some hair scrunchies or something.
See, I don't know, like you worship Chris. I'm a Meganist. I'm sorry.
You heathen scum! This is the holy war.
Like someone's saying, like, why are they standing on quicksand? And I just gotta say, when I was younger, I thought I would encounter quicksand a lot more often when I was like when I was a child.
Yeah, you really you feel like quicksand is gonna be a real recurring problem in your life. When have you ever seen quicksand?
Never.
I
Like,
know,
it's always in cartoons and shit like that. You're like, oh man, quicksand. It's supposed to be like some sort of like gonna warn me about quicksand. Like, not step on it, keep away from it. Like, when have I ever needed to know fucking that?
Also, when you say quicksand, do you mean quicksand?
CWC. Yeah.
Because they're in. It was just flipping me off.
See, I thought you were doing the John Mulaney bit for a second.
Oh, fucking hell. Good lord. I look at baby Magi-chan there, like the two images of yellow-eyed baby Magi-chan and like Magi-chan hatching out of the egg, which kind of just makes him look like a gross octopus monster. And I just don't want to live. So
I can do
And
that.
he's got giant.
I'm just having
Hey, look,
some of these panels. That's just a VHS tape. That one.
Every single panel, because Magic-chan's feet, he doesn't have shoes like the other ones did, so it makes it look like he's just a giant purple dick sticking out
Yeah,
of
they
the
look
ground.
like balls. Oh my god.
Magic-chan is a dildo. It's like the
Oh,
magic
can we
dildo.
show this on YouTube?
Very machine.
Like, yeah, it's not so much, like a
What is Chris?
Yeah.
Chris was browsing Bad Dragon and got inspiration from Magic-chan.
Do you think he
God, I
traced
would
it?
not fucking well from a bad dragon fucking dildo. It would not surprise
I think
me.
you got it backwards. I think the Bad Dragon, since I don't think it was around the time, looked at Chris's work like, we can make something out of this.
Bad Dragon should never exist.
Maybe if this was pre-Bad Dragon, maybe he got the maybe he was browsing the back rooms at Cyberdog, and he got the idea. Does Cyberdog still exist?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
I haven't been to London in a long time.
At a mysterious mountain. That doesn't look like a mountain at all.
Looks like a rock near water.
Tons of
Looks like a dust.
Thank you, guys.
It looks like it's sliding off
So
into the sea.
I hate all of this. So at a mysterious mountain.
It's cramped in here.
And then I've zoomed out, my mistake. And then a VHS tape cracks.
You and I.
Right, I know I'm not being facetious about the VHS. What's that supposed to be?
I don't know.
It's supposed to be the eyes in darkness, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think.
No, that's no fucking way.
No. No, that's supposed to be the egg being like. I think that's the thing lifting the eggshell off of it and seeing the light or something like that.
No, that's what the panel in the middle is. But I'm saying the one that looks like a VHS tape. What is that?
Yeah, I think a zoom in of the eyes, like because there's on the other page. There's the eye. He's just did shit eyes on one panel and slightly better ones on the next.
No, I think. But I really I think that's from the inside of the egg.
You think that's the inside of the egg? So what's it looking at then? Right. So is it not a POV? Is it the inside of the egg, but instead of a POV, it's the back of Magi-chan's head here in this?
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
That's fucking stupid. Why would you draw that?
Well,
although right now I feel like we're a bunch of fucking sleuths for figuring that out.
Did you just ask why Chris drew something?
I know it's a redundant question, isn't it?
Oh, well, where am I?
Okay, who wants to do whatever this thing is?
I'll do it.
Pretty sure
I
it's you
will
two.
be your mentor while you grow. I am telepathing with you.
Telepathing.
Yeah. With you from a grand city. You are in the cave northwest of here while I temporarily reside it.
Where I temporary.
Why am I hearing voices? What's going on? Where am I?
Hold on. Telepathing with you. Temporary.
I'm fairly certain that there were spell checking programs back in 2006 or wherever this came out.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking sure there were too.
But according to Chris, I remember I listened to all those videos of him talking with Alec Benson Leary, and he said that whenever he does the words, he does it on Photoshop. Did Photoshop have a spell check on it?
Well, no, but again, it's an issue of copying and pasting, isn't it? You can double check.
I think it also behooves him to some degree because this is someone who bragged consistently about his artistic capabilities and the fact that he had I got a degree at computer graphic design. You think there's some level of standards you hold yourself to when it comes to this kind of shit.
I wonder if he studied there for just years and years and years, and they just eventually let him pass so he'd leave.
No, he got a participation trophy at horse a horse tryout or roller skating or something like that. He just tells him people he went to college.
That
Like, I got this on my 6th birthday when I went rollerblading.
the funny. I remember. I distinctly like. I don't know if you watch. I watched almost every single any video where Chris is talking to someone is always great. There's that one where he's talking with quote unquote Casey's father, and he's like, you know, I bet they just felt bad for you, so they just let you pass anyway. And Chris like didn't have anything to say to that.
Oh God, that's kind of sad. Actually, I was just kidding around.
I said, you mean hilarious?
Well, yes, but you know.
It's yes, it's a mixture of both. It's a tragic comedy.
The best kind.
Okay, you've got quite a few.
Who are
here.
you?
Oh, the French.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some more tea, and I'm also gonna check it on Logan. Maybe just not sleep.
Who are you?
Okay.
I'm gonna try. Oh God! Now you got me wanting to do Magic Chan's voices like Orson Welles from that commercial.
Do it.
Who are you? Where? Hey, Magic Chan, you want a voice of character in Transformers? I need the money.
I've noticed you had psychic abilities like me. I only wish to teach you how to use your powers properly. And when I have finished teaching you, you will go out into the world and seek out your destiny.
I'm not letting this one.
It just sounds like that bit in the first episode of Futurama, you know, with the "Welcome to the world of tomorrow." Like that guy.
Jacob, come over here and look at this spelling of the word "win."
No, I'm making a cup of tea. Let me like.
Yeah, he's making a cup of tea. It's just me and Spike.
The letter E and I are nowhere near each other on the keyboard. So Chris thought it was spelled that way.
Yep.
I hate this man. Or I hate this lady now. Well, and I retroactively hate this man as well. Oh, what do you want?
Like,
Oh, I can't. Ah, God, I'm not good. Orson Welles, like, damn, it's hard. I need to capture his elegance while at the same time capturing how little he gave a fuck at the later years of his life.
Need to be drunk.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Oh, the French champagne.
And
French.
the French.
Have only been
Take two.
celebrated for his excellence.
Or just gonna do what fucking the critic did and just have him like. I love the Orson Welles interpretation of the critic from the critic cartoon.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh yes,
Yes,
that was really funny.
Yes, rose-bud frozen peas, chocked with green goodness and fresh penis. That's terrible. I quit. I'm gonna take some for the road. Oh, what luck! There's a French fry stuck in my beer.
Is Jacob pissed off?
No, he's away making a cup of tea.
Yeah, likely excuse. He's out the door.
He's not pissed off. He's just getting pissed.
No, he's
Drunk.
He just ran away.
You coward.
So implausible about a bad credit card.
Right, so get on with this.
Have you guys not read anything since I left?
I've read my
No,
bit.
we're making
Like,
Orson
that
Welles
bit up
jokes.
there is you.
One of you could have read that.
I've
sure
been-
people
I've
would be
been
okay
trying-
with a different
I've been
voice
trying-
reading the fucking
We
captions.
were talking about Orson Welles.
No. I've been diligently trying hard as I can to capture the essence of drunk Orson Welles while you were gone. I was trying to be an apex performance artist while you were away, sucking on a cow's teat or whatever you call drinking tea down there. So you should be thanking me and embarrassing me for my hard work and dedication to my craft.
And so, for months, the mysterious mentor taught this Sonny how to hone his pores, lift objects mentally and
God damn
physically,
it.
and what the outside world was like. The mentor also showed the young one images of popular movies, some featuring Jackie Chan. The latest.
Drunken Master 2 is on YouTube. Can you watch this instead?
I wish I later, to be honest.
Oh.
Good.
Images of popular movies, the latest pop rock music, a few birthday parties for a treat. Showing him images of birthday parties as a treat, and the monuments, parks, and other grand locations from around the world. One day while meditating.
I'm just imagining, like, Father, can I go out and celebrate my birthday? Well, I'll tell you what, we can watch other kids have fun on their birthdays. You want me to do that?
I'll
No.
buy you a happy hot
you-
dog, man.
One day, what?
2 weeks later. Why does it suddenly sound like one of you is like walking through the park on a windy night?
Oh, is that?
I've been
That's.
going for a while.
I'm sorry. Let me. It is like
Are you
almost 90
outside?
degrees. No, it's my fan pointing towards me. It's because we need to have the AC in our apartment fixed.
I thought you were just going for a you just got like a portable setup.
Well, you didn't say anything at first, so I just assumed that no one heard it. I'm sorry.
It was fine. They just suddenly started. Mike started picking it up.
Uncle Palpy will
Oh,
leave
okay.
the super chat at the end of the page. Like,
Yeah, that's what I don't know if you were here earlier. That's what we've been doing with the
Yeah.
super chats.
Yeah, we'll read them. Wait to the end of the page for that.
Did he also?
It's huge, Emma.
And then it's me.
2 weeks later.
Magi-chan, Sonichu, I have a turd.
What?
Everything I have to
I've
teach.
started.
Toot.
For now, you as well as your powers have grown marvelously.
Oh, Master, will I ever meet you face to face?
We will meet in the future, but now go out into the world and seek your destiny.
Thank you, Master. I will not fail.
On top of the mountain. Teleport.
I predict
Thank you, Mario.
success in my future, for I see other Pokemon and great adventures. My destiny is just to teleport away.
Stay tuned for when these hedgehogs meet.
Can't fucking wait.
Oh God!
I
So now,
heard-
I'm going to stay on this because there's a lot to talk about with the MySpace thing there. So super chat, Uncle Palpy, thank you very much. Thanks for this, Bob and Barb. Just had to squeeze out one more kid, didn't you?
I hurt myself today.
Chris is exactly why you shouldn't drink
Or have
fucking
children.
disease water while pregnant.
Or smoke, or do crack, or whatever.
You should have been drinking all that scotch and like jumping downstairs.
I don't think
Well,
this is
pregnant.
drinking scotch. I think this is drinking like
Bleach.
fucking pickled onion brine.
While going on a fucking razor blade slip and slide.
Full of coat hangers.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, that's how you prevent him.
God. Oh, Jim.
Oh, so I recently picked up just the thing about we're going to meet in the future reminded me. I picked up Sonic Generations on Steam because it was 75p. By the way, no one ever admits that the second half of that game is fucking garbage. Like everyone, like the first 4 stages are amazing and the rest is shit, and no one ever admits that. And the boss fights are terrible. It was it's the best Sonic game. I'm like, I don't know. Like it's got a lot of problems. But anyway, the fucking ending slayed me. Like it was so it was supposed to be like a celebration of Sonic, but it was so unself-aware, which I think is why Sonic Mania was so good. It was it was just not anywhere near self-aware enough. I remember saying that at the time when it first came out. But there's this great moment where future Sonic says to past Sonic, he's like, "Hey Sonic, enjoy your future. It's gonna be great," without a fucking hint of irony, without a hint of self-reflexiveness. Just, it's gonna be great. You fucking liar! Why would you play yourself like that?
Well,
Congratulations, you played
place
yourself.
that Sonic with the one from Sonic for Hire.
Jacob. Right now, you are ranting about Sonic. I do not want you to make fun of me for being a disgusting weeb ever again. You are a Sonic fan, sir. I am a one notch above you on the social totem pole just by virtue of not being a complete Sonic fan.
I don't think I'd call myself a Sonic fan. I think of all the Sonic games out there, there's a lot of them I haven't played, and the ones I have, I like less than half.
So I don't know why. I just imagine you. I thought you were gonna say like, I'm not really a Sonic fan, much like everyone else.
It's like, oh yeah, I genuinely don't like most Sonic games, but I enjoyed half of Sonic Generations, and the ending really made me laugh because it was so.
Well, everyone.
It just felt like he was like, haha, fuck you, past self. Like I could warn you of like the tragedy that's gonna come. Maybe you could prevent it. And like, nah, you fucking wanker, past self. You've got to live through all the shit I went through.
Well, everyone knows that the best Sonic game was Tails Sky Patrol. Get with the times, Grandpa.
Can we be honest that Tails' adventures on Game Gear are actually pretty solid? But back to...
I desperately want a sequel to, like, someone to make a fan remake of that game.
It was like Metroidvania game with fucking Tails. It was pretty sick, to be honest. MySpace.com. Quick sample. Hello, it's a me. Quick.
I think it's hello, it's a me, a CWC.
Hello, it's a me. Quit.
Is MySpace even still around? Can we go check?
No, I wouldn't think so.
Last
time I saw MySpace, it just looked like Spotify. I was very confused by it.
That's what happens when you make a website where literally every page that someone has can be completely customizable. You open yourself up to be ruined because people are stupid and don't know how to make shit.
Like, I think, like...
Let me see.
Okay, so general movies, music, my hero. This is interesting because I don't fully remember MySpace, so this is a nice sort of memory jog. So I was very young when MySpace was a thing.
Right there, look. Everyone, okay, this is becoming somewhat of a meme. Like, anyone, youngsters in the audience, MySpace was Facebook before, before Facebook. And basically, right there where it says Sonichu is friend list, when you sign up for MySpace, you are automatically friended with the creator of MySpace. I think his name was Tom.
Yes.
And I liked him a lot better than Mark Zuckerberg, I gotta say.
Yeah.
And it says something about Chris where Tom, I guess, unfriended Chris.
Yes.
Like, he saw him there, like, oh, hell no. I don't want people associating me with that. And then Chris got lonely and decided to make a sock puppet account for Sonichu to replace Tom.
0 comments and 1 friend. Jesus Christ, Chris. Like, even your self-insert, like Mary Sue, fucking Stones to Abigail best version of yourself is still a loser.
No one's begging.
He's mayor and he's still a loser with no game.
No one's begging for his top 8 spaces. That's for sure.
Jesus, top 8, fucking hell.
Again,
you've seen White and you've watched White and Nerdy or something. Yeah, you love that song.
Exactly, yeah.
Fucking trip down memory lane, Jesus.
Next page, the fucking
the chaotic combo in when hedgehogs meet.
I really wish you'd spelt meat the other way. That would have been hilarious.
That would have made a horrifying mental image.
Okay, so we need a voice for Flame the Sunbird. Let's leave it up to the chat. What kind of voice do you think Flame the Sunbird should have?
And who should do it?
Yes, and who should do it? You're wasting your time if you say Matt because he's not going to do it. I guarantee.
I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do a sales pitch for myself. You know, if I do, it's going to be horribly offensive.
Okay, I'm
going to do a sales pitch for me. You know, if Vince does it, it's going to be horribly offensive.
Please, I want to do Uncle Ruckus. Yes, I've been dreaming for this moment.
He's the only one who can legally say the N-word.
Great. That's my selling point.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Hold on, I need to put on my Uncle Ruckus costume real quick. Gotta get my glass eye and whatnot. I gotta get in the character.
Gilbert Gottfried again. Nelson Mandela.
Everyone wants Gilbert Godfrey. That name's
Uncle Ruckus, Danny DeVito. Kazooie. That would just be noises. Jar Jar Binks.
I
Peter
reckon
Griffin.
Jar Jar Binks is Uncle Ruckus.
Film brain, that would be funny.
That'd be
Film brain,
annoying.
oh my god. I'm Flame
Hello.
the Sunbird.
So
I
someone
used
wants
to
me
watch
to
like
be
the
Palpatine.
Sunbird.
the way he talked, and I could never watch any more of his videos ever again. It's because I just kept hearing the way he talked.
Hello, Matt. Do you like my movie reviews?
No, that even that's too subtle. Hello, Matt. Do you like my movie reviews?
That sounds like a British person with Down syndrome.
It just sounded like Guru Larry.
Hello, you.
Okay, fuck the chat. Sorry, guys. I'm making an executive decision. Flame the Sunbird is fucking Guru Larry.
Hello there. I'm Flame the Sunbird.
Welcome to Top 5 Things I've Put Up Me Bum.
No one wants to do a movie Bob voice, even to make fun of him. No, fuck that.
No, like, don't get like if you say his name 3 times, he might appear in the mirror and give a shit opinion.
So like,
Oh, your head.
Jim, I should do it.
Let's see that fat fuck wearing a Mario. Will he appear in the Mario outfit and then brag about it like he did in that stupid ass book of his?
We're still doing it, by the way, guys. We are still gonna do the fucking movie Bob book on the stream.
I'm
God,
super
that is a
excited
fucking
for it.
retard. Like I was talking about him with fish stick on a stick. Movie Bob is basically he's a nerd that got picked on in high school, not because he was a nerd, but because he was an asshole, and he didn't realize it. So he just like, oh well, these jocks fucking suck. Like if anyone like they only wish they were as smart as me. Like no, we pick on you because you're a smarmy dickhead.
You're an asshole. Yeah, like the closest time I've watched Movie Bob in ages was when I watched like a Mauler's review, and they have to like when they make fun of him, they have to slow it down because he speaks so fast. He says such gibberish.
I was essentially tricked into watching a Movie Bob review when I was watching a Zero Punctuation review, and there was a bit where Movie Bob broke into the review to review I think it's called Heavenly Sword, before we got to the real thing I came for, which was Yahtzee. You know, the funny, talented dude.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay, can I do? Well. Hello. I'm Flame the Sunbird. No,
That's
I
not
can't
Guru
do it.
Larry.
No, because someone asked me if I could do a good Uncle Ruckus. Not really. I gotta say the N word constantly, and I don't want to get this video demonetized.
Matt, can you do an Uncle Ruckus impression?
I used to do for like one day, and then I forgot how to because I'm bad at impressions. And
if you have to do it consistently, you lose it. Yeah, it's like
I need to sit, stand in it. I need to do preparation.
I'd say that's true of like most impressions. Like you have to kind of work on them, and as soon as you stop, you just fucking forget how to do it.
By the way,
Yeah.
April, if you want to hear my Russian voice, watch the Doki Doki Literature Club stream. I'm a Russian voice from
Now,
Monica.
you might have heard of Super Mario Literature Club 2. That was actually the original Super Mario Literature Club 2 was only released in Japan. It was deemed as too hard for Western gamers. They took Doki Doki Literature Club and they reskinned it with all Mario characters. So
Princess Daisy was your love interest, and she hung herself at some point.
yeah.
I like reacting to Gemma's reaction to that scene. That was amazing.
I'm just like,
I would
I'm
argue
gonna
that's
scroll
when
through
that
the
game
chat
peaked.
because I don't think Vince is gonna fucking do Guru Larry again. So
I will. I'm sorry. I just keep getting distracted. I'm not a Pokemon, or am I related to one?
so
I'm the
real.
protector of the legendary Sunstone. The Master Sunstone controls how everything in the world
So
grows.
good.
I can't tell if I'm doing Kim Justice or Guru Larry. They kind of blend together.
If you want to do Kim Justice, just do Guru Larry, but don't pronounce your R's.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm saying you're not really doing Guru Larry. You're not really doing anyone, but you're just like a black guy doing the impression of a cherubic boy, like a schoolboy, like British schoolboy. That's just what you sound like.
Good enough. Well, everything will grow like normal.
Yorkshire pudding and some spotted dick, please, madam.
Normal, that fat bitch. But if
Protector of the
everything was to
Sunstone,
fall-
not like that prick Peter Molyneux.
the fall into the wrong hands, like Peter Molyneux, everything would fall into chaos. Humans would grow extra body parts, like penises, or lose them, like other penises.
Like Peter Molyneux.
Tress would grow. Tress would grow legs and walk the earth in anger. But I, Flame, make sure that the Master Sunstone stays in place and together to ensure proper growth. That makes it
So
very powerful. But hello, you. Oh,
So good. Oh my god.
and welcome to the top 5 reasons why we should keep the Sunstone here. Number 1, the Holocaust was a lie.
By the way, we're saying that Flame the Sunbird is probably a Holocaust denier, not Guru Larry.
Yes.
Just to be absolutely crystal fucking clear on that one.
I want to make one.
I haven't
I want to make.
watched him recently, unless he's like had a radical different Jack channel.
I'll just say this right now: if you don't like Guru Larry, that the problem's you.
Yeah, 100%, like you're the one at fault.
Unless he turns out to be a Holocaust denier.
I'd watch that, but I don't even care. Welcome to Fact Hunt. This door is made of wood.
This door is made of wood.
It's so good. It's fucking pitch perfect.
One
man.
Direction, go One Direction.
It
Oh
gets
god, yeah,
lonely
it's a
here.
fucking comic book to read. Jesus.
All right, is
Man.
that Punchy? No, that's Flame. Oh,
It
Blatchu.
gets lonely.
Oh, we haven't
It
got MD
gets
Phantasm here.
lonely
I'll do Blatchu.
It gets lonely here, and I could use some pants. That's a reference to Pokemon 2000.
I could use pants. Yeah, I don't get it. He's like, he just jumps off like, let's go over the mission once more.
I forgot about that voice.
Oh no, that's Giovanni, isn't it?
I'll do that. Like, let's go over the mission once more, Black Sonichu. You'll swoop down onto the island and get the stone and bring it to me.
I got it, boss. I won't fail you.
I will remember those children and get those blood diamonds.
Typical of Giovanni, the white man, sitting the black hedgehog to steal something.
Like, alright, like, you'll use the hoverboard to glide over the ocean to top velocity. Be careful with the stone. I will be using its power to make our Pokemon
Look at this
stronger.
cross-eyed fuck. She's like, take a
One of his
fucking look at him.
Are you talking about Giovanni? Because one of his eyes are clearly
He's
bigger
like-
than the other one.
Let's go for the mission once more.
I remember in my videos, that's the voice that that the clubs gave Nate Cert. Hey, this is gonna take you, Sonic.
Like, you'll use the hoverboard to glide over the ocean at top velocity. Be careful to make our Pokemon stronger by making them grow with our big, strong Pokemon. I'll rule the world. Ha! 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 You got that?
Just whoosh.
Hey,
What's up, Doc?
hello, you. What do you think you're doing with my stone?
None of your bedswax. See ya.
Hey, get back here with my sunstone.
It's that
You?
fucking Peter Molyneux.
It's that fucking Peter Molyneux pilfered my sunstone again.
Oh, Bubbles is there.
Every
I'm
other
fucking dying.
every other week, Peter Molyneux just like shows up and takes it.
Giovanni looks like he works at 4Kids.
All this map shit again.
Yeah,
damn
it
it.
just garbage again. Just absolute fucking garbage.
I don't know what he thinks that, like, does he think that this composition makes things more interesting? Because it doesn't. It's just
what does
annoying.
he even mean by map scope? Like, he's used this so many times, and it's unclear what that even means. Like, contextually, what does he mean by that?
You have to understand one thing about Chris is that words don't mean what they're supposed to mean with Chris. They mean what he wants them to mean, and that's basically the gist of it. If Chris says red means butt sex, then that's what it means to him. Do you feel me?
Yeah.
I just feel like Chris is, I feel you.
Double team here. Distance between the island and the beach are 20 miles. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because there's no sense of pacing in the comic to begin with. When you tell someone the amount of distance between two people, it's usually to give some context as to, what the pacing of of how long it takes for this to go through.
Just say drill pack.
You just really want to hear Guru Larry say that, don't you?
No, I just really want to get to the end.
Drill pack.
Double team.
Or missed. Like, who's saying this?
I don't know. One of them says big red light, and then
It's so
big
nice.
red light.
It's so nice to just lie under the sun with the ocean at your feet.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch.
Hey, I don't want a bath. Get back here.
Yeah, as we know,
Why is
Chris, having a bath is not a nice thing.
Also, like, why? She lives in the ocean. like, oh no, I've been splashed. I'm gonna start a fight with someone. You live in the fucking sea.
God, this battle's horrible.
Who wants to be wild, Sonichu?
I forgot. I think I was wild. I just forgot what voice I gave him though.
Was he?
Oh, hey, that Hoyt! You jerk! You ain't gonna get away with that. I don't know. I can't think of.
Yeah.
And then just whoa, ho, ho.
What is happening here?
It's bizarre. Like he's chasing him, and then nothing happens, but he gets tangled up. Like, what causes that?
Okay, the implication I think is, wait a minute, because there's a black dot right in
Yeah, what is
between his eyes. I think that's supposed to be
Is it a bug?
Black Sonichu coming up to him, like a reflection maybe, but that doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, it's...
It doesn't matter. Let's just move on.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. Once again, Matt is right about things. Wow.
Farther
Third-
ahead.
This panel just looks like it has Kirby in it.
Where?
I don't know what it's. Oh, it's his hand.
Oh.
Like the top, like the red. It looks like he had a big monster like a Kirby or a Pepper Legoo jumping on him, but it's just his hand.
I gotta get that there sunstone to stop that there Kirby.
The map scope.
I'm not reading all that. Fuck off. Hope and peace.
Oh, so Angelica?
Calm and soothing for the eyes.
Kill them all, Shadow.
Hopefully the Dark One will be able to see this from space.
Gasp. I don't know who's gasping.
Bonk. Apparently, Black Sonichu's being sent to horny jail.
I will swallow your soul for that.
I think you're all the voices on this page, Vince.
That
deflects those voice acting muscles.
Okay, who's talking? What?
Are you okay?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Oh!
Thank the Lord.
Oh wow, pretty flowers.
Thank you. You should see them from down below in the pits of hell.
Yeah, in the ground.
You
And
will
then
make
It kind of
You
looks
shall
like the
make satisfaction.
it looks like the Guru Larry Bird's trying to suck its own dick.
It looks like it's trying to, it's bulimic. It's like sticking its
Seeing
wing
his
up its
leg down
throat
his
to
throat,
throw
it looks
up.
like.
He's gonna blow himself or give himself a hand job, or he's about to throw up. Possibly both.
Yeah,
It's
perhaps
one of
all of the
Chris's lesser
above.
known kinks.
Oh yes. How do you think I'll keep this slim physique of mine?
You see, it's a real kink of mine. Is I like to suck my own dick, then throw up into it.
Right.
Why did I picture that? Like really vividly. It was really fucking gross.
Welcome to the top 5 ways to lose weight. Number 1. Oh man, more hedgehog Pokemon like myself. I can't believe it.
Just to clarify, we're laughing at the idea of the bird trying to suck its own dick and throwing back up into it. Not saying that bulimia to lose weight is funny. Just throwing that out there.
Wow.
You know, they're two very similar conditions. People
It's
might
just the way
get-
it went top ways to lose weight and then made like a vomit noise and we all laughed. It was like, taking that out of context, that could be really fucking misconstrued.
Like, I reckon anyone who would get offended by that would have left long before this.
Yeah,
point.
probably with the second we started, like Vince was just like, oh, so. It's like probably the moment they left.
Wow.
You can't see me when I'm doing that performance, but
I
I'm
know that
wiggling
you've
my
put
eyebrows
both
as
your
well.
hands in your sleeves when you've done it.
No,
My eyebrows are just going up and down rapidly.
yeah, he's just got his fingers at his eyes and he's just pulling them back. Oh, sure.
I'm not a fucking amateur. I tape them that way.
Oh, professional.
Thank
There's
you.
a door opening and Vince's mum coming in. He's just sat there at the computer, fucking bathrobe on, hands in the opposite sleeves, and like he's taking his lampshade down, stuck on his head. Hey son, do you want?
Just slowly
Closes the
backs
door and
away.
leaves.
You just got a fake pair of buck teeth.
No, she's so used to it now. She's like, oh, I guess.
You rub Vaseline all over your face.
Just comes in, sees me, is like, oh, I guess it's Tuesday. Okay,
Oh, I see
I'll
the Chinese have
leave you
annoyed you again, son.
alone. When are you gonna stop this and get a real job? This is what I am passionate about, mother.
It's just like,
It's called acting.
son, I need you to get a job. I've told you, mum. All right, I'm really, really good at blacking up. Okay, this is what I'm meant to do.
Just looks in the corner and I just like yellow and black paint for Wednesday. Like, son, please, no. Like, yes, I'm doing it. Now go and get my fried chicken like I asked you to. I need to complete the look. I'm a performance artist, Mom. I gotta be historically accurate.
Was minstrel show on Monday.
Dom
This will
Thorne
show on
says,
Monday.
Thank you very much, Dom. He says Vince 12 paints his face yellow like Smiley.
Oh, that's taking us back.
Ride or die. Smiley for life.
Wow. I'm not the only one
Oh.
around here. I wanted some friends, but I didn't expect this much.
Oh, I am seeing triple. Oh, while being in a funhouse mirror room.
Bless this day, more souls for the master.
Tell me, do you all like Kool-Aid?
This smells like peanuts.
Imagine Black Sonichu's like, I like Kool-Aid. Nobody asked you.
Why isn't anyone
Go.
speaking? Oh well, I'll break the ice. Hello, it's nice to meet y'all. My name's Bubbles.
Why? Oh, wait, I thought that was a. Oh, you can call me Puncher. I'm wild. I was following the. I don't know why it's so funny to me.
He's not black.
I was following this black guy from the store. I saw he had in Arizona and some Skittles. I thought it was really suspicious.
What you don't realize is that like we didn't get much of Wild's backstory compared to the other Sonichus. He's actually training to be a police officer.
He was in the neighborhood watch.
I saw a black man, so naturally my suspicions were aroused.
This black guy on a board on a saw a random black dude on a skateboard, and that's what brought him here. Like, that's his whole backstory. I love it.
Because that's true. Because the Guru Larry Bird had a reason. He was like, oh, he stole the Master Emerald or whatever shit's going on in this. But this guy's like, quick, after him. He's black.
Yeah, like the green one just ran after him for no reason. The blue one got wet and ran after him, and Punchy grabbed his board by accident.
Yeah.
So they're all chasing him for stupid reasons.
So I'm just assuming that, okay, like Wild Sonichu something like he's holding something that looks expensive. He's black. Oh, he stole that. I know it. No, he did. He just coincidentally happened to be right.
How does this channel still exist? How have we not been fucking nuked?
Well, I did stop myself from saying what I wanted to do, but
I'm a bad influence on people. What can I say?
It would have been like that blank stole that. that Lovecraft's cat stole that after him.
Go on, we've just got one more speech bubble.
I'm delighted. My name is Angelica.
So thank you, Uncle Palpy, for the £5. Sorry, I didn't even recognise my own currency.
Bong bucks.
Hello, you. Here's the top 10 questions. I'm just asking. Number 10. The human body takes 1 hour to fully cremate and add 15 ovens. Oh, God. I didn't even realize what I was reading until I finished.
Thanks, Uncle Palpy.
I don't know why the idea of Kurulari as a Holocaust denier is so funny. Like, it's not witty in any way. It's just like the concept of it just really making me laugh.
Well, it's because he's like a really cheerful guy.
Oh, let me put it to you like this: like, you're getting held up at gunpoint by someone, right? Now imagine it's Bob Ross doing it, and immediately it's funny.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So it's I suppose.
There's dissidents of like.
Who is this? I think pretty much all the chaotic combo are voiced by Vince, except like one or two.
It seems a storm. My allergic hedgehog group has just got together, but they. Do
you want to do a different voice?
I don't know what. I remember at some point I did have a voice for Magic Chan when I was doing it on my channel. I just don't remember what it was. I'm trying my best to do Orson Welles. But you gotta just hurt my feelings. Like, I dream of doing drunk Orson Welles, and you just gotta just shell over my dreams.
Good.
Okay, but as they say, they chatter away. That Negroid Sonichu is getting away with the Flame Sunstone. But unfortunately, a proud Sonichu with Revelago will see the original crossing of its path ahead of detaining him like every other monkey of his kind should be detained and deported. I must meet with my group and teleport oh, God. Oh, damn it. To the Black One's location. Okay, I'm off.
To the Black One's location. So, I mean, it looks like he's on a bouncy castle, but other than that, there's nothing. And the expression, I guess, is kind of funny, but there's nothing really. But the next panel, on the other hand, is just strange. It looks like he's crawling out of an anus in the bottom of that there.
So, okay, I think that's I think that's a castle of some kind. For God knows what whatever it's doing there, and
it looks like he just flipped off a bouncy castle on top of the hill, hit the ground, and it's just crawling along.
With the next one, it looks like he's electrocuted at one point, and now it looks like he's holding dumbbells. Like he's working out inside Satan's asshole. Did you ever see the Borderlands? That's what this panel looks like, except he's got like those little lightweight women's dumbbells.
Yep,
It's a
Well-
very fucking strange panel.
it is.
I don't know, shake weights seem like there'd be more speed. Because it makes it look like you're wanking, that's the joke.
Meanwhile, I can't remember Sonichu's voice.
It was no, that's Christian Witch. Was it just like peppy like David?
Oh, I think you're right. It was just like peppy, overly cheerful voice. Yeah. When I heard through the grapevine that Black Sonichu was stealing a powerful stone, I couldn't help but rush to intercept him and return it to where it came from. Whoa!
Can't let the Black steal.
You motherfucker, I just... Literally, as you were doing your question, I just remembered the one I did that you guys hated. Oh no, Daddy's in trouble.
That was
Yes. Yeah, that was it. But we're not sticking with that because it was fucking hideous. Man, too many obstacles. I'll be too glad to return to Giovanni's lair.
Banzai!
Sorry.
I believe it was pronounced Banzai!
You're not it.
Wait a minute, this guy just kamikaze this dude, but Punchy's nowhere to be seen. This is not accurate at all.
You!
Okay, this dude just got sucker punched and is bleeding through the mouth. This is not very heroic.
Are you sure he's bleeding? It looks like...
Still fucking laughing at the fucking Go Larry super chat
Yes.
from Uncle Dante. So good. So good. Yeah, I don't know what's going. Is that the board? It's just weird.
Yeah. Okay. So he looks like he literally ate shit.
Kind of does, yeah.
I will not let you and Giovanni harness such power and ruin the peace of our world. You will not stop us.
Back with the other hedgehogs.
Shazam!
Can we just? I want to give momentary kudos that is the closest thing to a decent Sonichu drawing I've seen of Chris. I just want to say it's not good.
Oh, the top
but
left
it-
there, yeah.
Yes.
I think that was probably traced, to be honest. It's probably traced from a
Probably.
picture of Sonic.
Can't even trace it right. That's what you're saying.
Flame, wild bubbles. Oh no, I thought this was a cat. That's a speech bubble, not a caption. That's you, Gemma. Oh no, it's not you. I'm confused now.
Flame, wild bubbles,
Just retarded.
beautiful white angel Angelica, and Chinaman over there. I am Magic Chan Sonichu. While the five of you were chatting away, that Negroid Sonichu has gotten away with the Sunstone. Currently, he has intercepted or was intercepted by the original. We must join him and take that decrepit Negro down and get the Sunstone back.
Not the voice, but like the cadence, like the vocal cadence and like rhythm reminds me of Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is what you're going for with an Uncle Rucker's voice.
I can't.
Kind of the opposite. I feel like like you had the Mirror World version, the Mirror World version. Like you got Uncle Ruckus on one side and Martin Luther King on the other. If you took Martin Luther King into a Persona dungeon, his shadow would be Uncle Ruckus. I'm a shadow, the true self.
I really hated black people all this time. I can't stand them.
It took me a minute. I was reading this and I realized it's supposed to be Power Rangers.
Go,
Go.
go,
Oh,
electric
no.
hedgehogs.
And he's actually written the do oh no, it's not Power Rangers because it's not. No, it's do dee oh. No, it's not. Okay.
Do, do, dee, dee, do.
And-
Yeah, go electric hedgehogs. Do.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, it's the Root Sandstorm.
So wait, what's happening? Okay, how did this happen? Like Sonichu is going to pick up the Sunstone, and somehow, even though they were just talking to each other, Black Sonichu like sucker punches him, and he didn't see it coming somehow.
I have no idea what's happening. But the next is just sock, and I feel that's just Chris Chan being like, "I am Chris Chan. This is not a meme. I have a foot fetish. Now remove your fucking socks, Megan."
And then he swipe. Then he takes them away.
The That's not. That's not. That it's not a threat. It's a command. He says it as he's holding her up at gunpoint. This Megatron pistol drawn.
It's just Christian pointing a toy gun at Megan. It's like, remove your socks.
Please.
I won't ask again. Just visualize that shit for a moment. Just the bewildered expression on Megan's face.
Surprised Pikachu.
Like, he doesn't even try to disguise it as a real gun. It's in the robot form. He like fucking transforms it into the gun in front of her. It's like, I'm glad I've brought you here, Megan. She's like, now, take off your socks.
He was invited her. Like I called her on the phone, like, Megan, I need to talk to you. This is very important. Like, oh, what's wrong, Chris? Like, just come to my house, please. We need to talk about something. And she meets her outside, and as you're saying, like, he's got the transformer in his hand, and as they're walking into his room, he's like transforming it the way there, and not getting his shit ready.
When you said get the gun, like I just somehow for some reason it popped about the beginning of what was it, The Dark Knight. Was it Batman? Yeah, the beginning of The Dark Knight, but it's Christian Weston Chandler wearing Sonichu masks, and instead of robbing the bank, he's holding it up so he's taking everyone's socks off.
Damn it! Need more beer. That's what I need. More beer.
So you had to get 10,000 sacks? Now I know why they call him the Hedgehog. What? What the fuck does that mean?
The fuck? What?
You and what? Oh no, sorry. Black Sonichu, give me the stone, or I'll zap you. You and what, Ami? What? My Calvary? my Toby Carvery? Man, I want some gravy and Yorkshire pudding.
Ew.
I don't know why he's starting to sound like Duckula now. Some cucumber sandwiches.
I'll get it.
How the fuck did Sonichu know that these guys are immediately on his side, aside from the fact that they're behind him? It could be just they're ready to like jump his ass.
Well,
in front of
clearly,
his fudge
well,
tunnel.
you know, because like they're not black.
Oh, true.
I don't know who that is.
And of
Hail,
course-
hail! The gang's right here.
And of course, Christian's closeted white supremacist views are on display as the white angel is hovering above them all. Like,
What
hovering
the
all
heck
above
do I
colored
care?
people.
What the heck do I care, lame? I'm still gonna take you all down one by one. Uncle Palpy, I think there's a super chat. Could you read it, please, Naji? Because I think they're gonna want your voice, not mine.
God damn it. Number 9. 9. Nowadays, you need to sign everything from a doctor's note to a package. But apparently, Mr. Hitler didn't have to sign anything. God damn it.
Is he gonna
Not like
do all
that,
those?
Peter Molyneux.
Not like that prick, Peter Molyneux.
Like, seriously,
It's
don't
kind of turning
imagine
into
having...
Michael
Sorry.
Caine impression, Jake. Yours is just Michael Caine impression. My name is Michael Caine.
Because you
All
like,
right,
that's Michael Caine in the Guru Larry movie.
So it was like,
Top
Oh,
10
yeah,
fakes I have put up me bum, Peter Molyneux.
So, who do you want playing in the Guru Larry movie? Oh, you know, I'm a humble fellow. I just want that handsome bloke film brain.
Hello, you! Welcome
Hello,
to Fact
you.
Hunt!
sounds like you're saying...
Top 5 reasons I'm going bald.
I have no detectable talent whatsoever.
Even
By
the
the way-
nostalgia critic hated me.
by love, I mean I'm repulsed by. There are two things in this image that I really fucking hate, right? One is the most obvious, is that it looks like Sonichu is nutting. I think that's...
Say that.
Oh, God.
Oh, sorry, my
Dude.
fucking mouse has just gone crazy. It's trying to escape.
Your computer's trying to
We
shut
need to
itself
take
off.
that page. Please
Zoom
get
in.
that
Okay,
page.
so it looks like he's nutting, but also one of his little spike things. I don't think my cursor is set up to be captured annoyingly, but the one little, right under the mouth, it looks like he's got a little chin strap, like right under the mouth there, like he's got a little stupid Fred Durst beard.
Because you don't know why you want to hate me.
Stupid Fred Durst is kind of redundant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Jacob, I thought of a way of making the Sonichu nothing worse. Instead of Sonichu, what if it was Sonic the Human making that face?
I don't know. No. I'm not envisioning that. No. You can't make. I'm about to stick a fork in my brain to keep my subconscious from doing things I don't want it to do.
Good. Do it. Do it.
Also, I love the fact. Again, I keep bringing this up, but I would like to think that Black Chew, or whatever the fuck his name is in this iteration, believes in fair play. And he thought that, okay, well, these guys are the heroes. They're going to fight me one at a time until it gets down to one. Nope.
He's like, okay, what's the plan, Sonichu? Well, first we rush him, then we hit him with crowbars till his legs don't work. Hero team, break!
We beat him with sticks. I give him a full elephant, and then each you punch him in the kidneys till he's pissing blood. Yeah, go team.
I call dibs on his kidneys.
All right, no time for round intros. Just call me Sonichu. I'm important than the rest of you fags. Now, do I have to say this bit out loud?
Please,
This is going to
I
come
need to
back
hear
to
this.
bite me in the ass. Now, Blackie's got a weak defense.
There's no time to talk. We need to go beat up.
Are we sure this isn't? Are we sure this is Sonichu and not the one who's training to be a cop?
It's like this comic was strangely prophetic.
Avoid his attacks and attack him with your punches, kicks, wing attacks, that sort. Let's win this one for the bird and get the stone. Ready?
Let's win this one for the bird.
Hey, wait a minute. You have water powers. Spray him like it's a great big hose.
Is it
Okay,
ready?
does anyone?
I love how stupid the bird is. Like, ready, break, and then the bird says,
We need to beat him till he's back on the at the back of the bus.
All fell into the bushes.
"Oh my
you
gosh,
find
that
something
can't Pete, I'm more you."
Black Sonichu, stealing the sunstone was one thing, but drinking from a white-only drinking fountain was the.
Man, for the love of God.
Please stop. I'm getting lightheaded. Shit. Oh wait! I think I saw Black Chew just. Wait, did you just whistle at Angelica? What? Were you whistling at a white Sonichu?
Guys,
Honestly, I
please
was
stop.
trying to figure a way.
This is my channel. You're doing this shit.
I've been trying to work out for a way for Black Sonichu to say where the white women at.
God damn. No, okay, enough. Jacob's right. This is his channel. If you want to hear more bigot, my channel isn't monetized. You want to hear this kind of shit all the time. That's what I do all day.
Joking aside, like, shameless plug, but you should fucking subscribe to Vince12 because he does like live streams and shit like this. But like this, because there's no monetization, just the torrent of filth that comes out.
I'm a good boy. My mama says so.
So apparently a bunch of moves happened, and
Double team.
Okay, look at the punch he's not using dig. It looks like he just died. He crashed into the fucking ground.
It looks like there's a black hatchet falling on him too, like a butcher's knife that's been
On the
singed.
next page, yeah.
And like they just fuck his shit up. Like they just like there needs to be one scene where like Sonichu has him like bite the curb, Black Jew, bite the curb.
Oh yeah, so us behaving lasted all of a minute.
It's a reference to a movie.
Set the dogs on him.
Double slap.
Oh God, it's mostly mad. I'm being good over here. Leave me alone. High school.
What? Why is there a high score?
Because of the pinball. Wait, what is? When did the Sunbird dude get involved in this? I see him right there.
He looks
Okay,
dead.
whatever. They we. Oh my God!
We did it, guys! Black Sonichu is paralyzed, sadly temporarily. There was still a very successful hate crime.
Yeah, he'll never walk again, and because of his because he got a low income family, he won't be able to afford the insurance.
What are we now? And everyone just goes, gamers!
Oh Jesus! I can't feel nothing from my neck down. Like, yeah, it serves you right, evildoer. I call my mama.
We should we should all join a club, some sort of group, maybe a clan of some kind.
Yeah,
We're
sounds
going to
like
hell,
me.
every single one of us.
Jesus Christ, woman.
I hope there's a hell, just so I can. You're gonna have to go to Satan. He's gonna have his laptop ready, like explain this.
Okay, so call right now, and we'll send you a beautiful girlfriend, free. Human trafficking is totally okay. So we've got sex slavery and hate crimes in this comic.
I'll read further. We got more slavery going on.
But
Okay, so can I just say that this might be the single saddest thing, like just like a fake ad in the back of his own comic about sending you a girlfriend might be the single saddest thing I've ever seen about Chris.
Thank you, Uncle Palpy. He simply says American history quicks. But be careful, for if you call now, late or early, you will not get a girlfriend, but a monkey.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying a goddamn thing.
I am.
If you call,
Shut the fuck up.
If you call now, late or early, you won't get a girlfriend. You'll get a monkey. So call now.
Right.
So this is an ad for a monkey. If I call this number, will I get a free monkey? Is that what he's saying?
I'm confused.
I'm not sure I want a monkey, but it is free.
Are you expecting? Is he expecting you to have sex with monkey?
I don't think that's implied. I think you're just reading that into it.
Right. So okay.
No.
I need to question. This might be the next question. Like, when he had those like when he was looking for a girlfriend, did he specify that the girlfriend had to be white?
Not exactly, but he did say not black.
Yeah, he said. Yeah, he specifically said that he didn't want black girls.
So he explained that because he wanted a wife, and that he had a vision of a pale-skinned daughter. So she would have to be white, Latina, or Asian, the woman, because if she was black, then the child wouldn't look like the daughter he had a vision of, which is pretty fucking weird, if I'm honest.
It is weird.
That seems like a very weird way of just saying I don't like black girls. Yeah.
The weird thing about Chris is that I hate to say it. When he says that, when he uses that as an explanation, I believe him.
That's the weird thing, right? Like if it was anyone else, you'd say, "Oh, shut the fuck up." But you're like, okay. I mean, you believe in dimensional mergers and shit.
Is this how? Like,
I'm sorry,
is this how Michael Jackson got bubbles?
Wait! We forgot to read the bottom. This offer is only valid only to 18 and older, girlfriend-free virgin males. Background checks will be executed. Also, this ad is stupidly false. Oh, well,
I wanted a monkey.
Damn.
Yeah.
These are absolutely the best ones when they're about Chris. These are this is the shit that I read Sonichu for. I know some people they complain that the comic was became too focused on Chris. These are my favorite parts.
Yeah, the same here with me.
That's why I said before in the last video that I was in on this, where I think that I legitimately believe that if Chris had kept the two things separate, like if he had made a comic that was just all Chris Chan's adventures, I think that he would have had a decent fan base. Ironically speaking, but people watching or reading to make fun of him. But I think that, well, for one, I think his passion would have been there because he likes and currently likes to talk about themselves. So I think that would have been something a lot more interesting to see.
Well, I guess I should read this in Chris's voice. Christian Chandler in Muck Attack. Is that like those like people with very thick like Southern accents, like Southern English accents? So it's like Mac Attack.
That's what I thought.
Because you know, people say, "I'm going to McDonald's."
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be like that, Mac Attack.
McDonald's.
It's Mickey D's. Pronounce it right.
People who say McDonald's, by the way, the fuck. Do you see an A? Fucking scum of the earth.
McDonald's.
I would like to.
McDonald's.
So right
You know, it's the
now,
same
there-
motherfuckers who pronounce an L as a W as well. They're like, go to McDonald's. You dumb motherfucker. What's wrong with you? There are few fucking letters are in McDonald's. Just pronounce them correctly.
In Scotland,
Yeah,
you
it's
won't
old.
get that 'cause
I remember the old.
I imagine
when
in
was a
Scotland
kid,
it's
there's
called
that song,
McDonald's
old
though.
McDonald's. Yeah. Oh.
There's like,
McDonald's.
I have to go some Mackie D's or
Mackie D's.
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
So throughout this
McDonald's.
entire
There's as few letters as possible.
generation, I'm just
Too many
imagining
vowels. That's the problem with that. Too many vowels. McDonald's.
Moons.
Proper Scottish food. McDonald's.
Yes.
It's funny because it's true.
So anyway.
The Big Son says Mick Attack is a slang term for the heart attack caused by McDonald's. Oh, I see. Okay, thank you.
Ah, fair enough.
Mac Attack.
So
while this
McDonald's rant was
narration-
entirely useless.
While this
Well-
narration is playing, anytime Chris does a long narration, I just want you to picture the music from LA Noir playing in the background, like this is some kind of weird old school noir and he's a detective or some shit.
I don't know why I was gonna do it, and then it was about to come out like it was gonna come out like Layla by Derek and the Dominoes.
Right, I'm gonna have a quick swig of this Beppis and get on with it.
More beer for Najee.
Gotta make sure we have enough sody pop for the streams, right? Well, it's been over 1 year and 10 months now since I started my love quest. I still haven't found an 18 to 23-year-old boyfriend-free girl. What's wrong with the word single, Chris? What's wrong with
I
that?
said that last time. I said. I brought that up
Caring,
and you
smoke-free-
told me the reason it was still retarded then.
Oh, hang on. Scratch what I just said about the racial preference thing. Non-alcoholic white girl. To build a relationship from the ground up with. I detest the men, except for my father and me, because they take all the pretty girls, leaving me with none to choose from.
And we are
This
I like the way he's
It's a-
always like, he's super desperate and thirsty, but he's also incredibly picky.
Bye, Bean Daddy. See you later.
This sucks. I'm very lonesome, and there are people around here who do what they can to keep me from getting one. I feel the world is against me in finding a girlfriend of my own.
You know,
More against
given what we know about Chris and his weird kind of pseudo Oedipus complex with his mom, I'm just imagining like it's a good thing my mom isn't pretty too, or else I'd hate my father, and then I'd be the only male I like.
I
so
really
much
like
like
these
it.
wings. I've earned at the anime convention. I feel the level up.
What?
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 Nani?
Oh god.
Oh, can I
Fucking
be the guy in yellow?
Wall of runes. Oh no.
Am I the?
Oh, now what?
What do you think you're doing here? I am Beam Manager, and this is Bojack. This is my partner, married senior comic.
What?
What?
What? And we're
What?
the
Nani?
McDuo of the city of McDickville of the region of Malwart. What?
Hey there, how you doing? Hey there, how you doing? I have bionic limbs to keep me going.
I love how, like, this guy's, like, giving his evil speech monologue. And his like, assistant is just being polite. Just like, hey, how's it going? I got bionic legs. Might have noticed. They're pretty cool.
I would like to say I think Matt would understand this. This comic with the way with the vest and the bionic arms, did this predict Genos from One Punch Man?
He did.
I'm a married senior comic. You've heard of me. Look at my burner
Yeah.
comps.
To be fair, he's got about the same drawing skills as one.
One became good over time. Get off of that.
He got someone else who could draw really well.
I like his original artwork. It's
So do I, but I'm saying that like they're about par. Well, I'd say one's slightly better.
yeah, fair enough.
We've heard from the
Jacob
jerk
has
thief of Fast Square that you came here to find a girlfriend. It is illegal here in the region of Malwart to have a mate at all.
The Jerk Thief was in a sub-episode of Premiere Issue 0.
He
Oh,
also sent us a pair of his mecha jerk-ups to intercept you, solicitor.
Oh, that's it. First off, I am not a solicitor. I am only trying to find a boyfriend-free girl. Just say girlfriend.
It's really irritating, isn't it?
Trying to find a boyfriend-free girl. And ever since I've started my love quest, about 1 year and 10 months ago, I've had a lot of trouble from people, mostly men, who were all against me finding a girlfriend of my own, and I still carried on with spelling out my situation to find one. So no matter what you do or say, I will not quit. And that's one of your biggest problems, Chris. You don't learn from your mistakes.
Then
you just need.
we
quit.
fight. Mecha jerk-ups, attack! Click.
Bring it on. I will crush you with my large Wayne head-like shoe.
Who the fuck remembers Waynehead?
Me,
I do.
bitch.
I do.
That just sucked. It was like a fucking disc. It was like the fucking Family Guy to Fat Albert, and Fat Albert sucked too.
Right? Like,
Yes.
like, if you're ripping off cartoons the quality of fucking Fat Albert, maybe don't make cartoons.
You can look up the intro to Waynehead. It'll stick in your head forever.
Wait.
So,
Wow.
The fun has just begun.
Waynehead. He had a metal leg. That was the gimmick of the character.
Is that the thing where the guy had there's this little black kid who had a massive, like, circular
Prosthetic.
head?
He had a giant head and he had a prosthetic leg. Yeah.
Yeah, and like every character was really fucking ugly on that show.
Yeah, I remember that. I just remember this. I remember watching this show like once, and I used when I was a kid, I used to watch any cartoon, even if it was shit. That's like the reason I watched Pepper Ann, and I just watched one episode. And I'm never watching this shit. It's so ugly. It's this kid.
And
It's kid who's got like what's it called hypo. That thing where your head just expands. It looks like a hypo. Was it hydrophilic or where it is? Where your head's expanded. He's got a limp on, and like all the other kids, these just deformed Harlequin babies.
Would it surprise you at all to hear that it got canceled after one season?
No, I'm surprised it lasted one season. I'm surprised it wasn't cancelled after 3 episodes.
Yeah, it was
Swish.
pretty fucking awful.
He completely
man.
dismembers the jerk-ops, though they are supposed to be robots.
what the? Haha! Oh, wait, no.
Haha!
Who goes there?
Here's my latest hedgehog hero.
I am the savior of the night. I am the lake who will save our beloved Zelina Rose Jew. I am Darkvine Sonichu.
I really hope we never see him again.
Yeah.
Well, because of the voice.
No, just because it's an irritating concept and he looks exactly like Magic-chan.
Oh, true, fair.
It's good of you to come to my aid, DB.
I had to come, not because you're the mayor of Quickville, but because of my Oh, sorry. Not just because you're the mayor of Quickville, but my creator.
Then now is the time for action. Electric hedgehog power.
The moonlight.
I feel like my vocal cords refuse to let me... Like, the voice for Chris began as trying to sound like a really kind of smooth pimp. And it kind of got a little George Takei-ish. But now it's like veering fully into Tristan from Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like my vocal cords are refusing to let Chris sound cool.
Right. Jacob, can you put any pictures up in like if I send you? Because I just found this picture of like Waynehead. I just want you to put that like on the screen for everyone to see because it looks like a fucking like some sort of like someone's horrible propaganda or this like this ugly ass thing.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
just fucking hell.
Yes.
Oh god, it was so
Matt
awful.
hates Wayne.
But you guys see why I
Matt
made the joke though when like you saw this big feet and I went my big Wayne head like shoe. It was like the first thing that came to my head.
Yeah, well, in fact, I just like I thought, like, and then when you start talking about like where it comes, like yes, it's that fucking ugly thing with like the worst character design. It looks like someone like a white guy drew it as a hate, like comic or something like that. Like like a parody. Like look at these.
Tristan Weston Chandler.
He looks like a dark he looks like an elf too. Like even the way that the cap is on his head, like in the ears, it looks like some kind of like a fucking what do you call it when it's like a fantasy that takes place in a modern like urban setting, like urban fantasy.
Yeah,
It's an urban
fantasy black.
Chris turns into Sonichu. I'm flipping the page.
Anything to talk about? Like I would rather talk about Sonichu than Wayne Head.
So-
I don't blame you. It's not really like.
Does this ever come back? The super form of Christian Sonichu with the Super Mario 64 wings.
No.
Super Christians. Wow, my real enemy wings became real wings. I bet this was done with the ancient powers. I can fly. Awesome.
Ancient power.
And then it says, see issue number 2. There's so little faith in his audience.
I like how is the gold mana trick dude supposed to be like his armor is supposed to be Goldar from the Power Rangers?
It's it's quite similar, isn't it? Dirkbind, let's get him.
Oh,
I think
oh god!
this guy whose name I've already forgotten because it was terrible. He can make knives come out of his hands. That's cool.
His name's Squeaky Voice Teen.
This makes me violently angry right here because it reminds me of a joke from something I actually really like.
What's that?
So
The next
he's
page.
taken lines from the Holy Grail and decided I actually got the first line wrong.
I completely hate everything about this page. The fact he's had to number the speech bubbles. The fact that it's
Referencing a good thing.
referencing Holy Grail. Well, I say referencing. It's not a reference. It's just a scene from the Holy Grail completely ripped off.
Instead of saying "'tis but a scratch," it's only a scratch.
To the point where I don't think we need to read that. So, it's.
No.
Okay, good. That's fine by me.
Meanwhile, look at the size of his head.
Anyone ever seen the
Big
movie
brain.
Pumpkinhead?
Check out the big brain.
Yo,
on
like
that.
again, not like this is probably the most anyone has talked about Wayne Head since it aired. But
Oh
like,
my god!
the giant shoe, the fucking bulbous brain.
Look at the very last panel. Look at where the ear on the right side is positioned. It's in the back of his head, so it's like this brain fluid is like sloshing around, like constantly moving features of his body.
So this is all just a hallucination, right? Because Chris clearly has like a swollen head from tons of tumors that are just liquefying his brain.
Like usually in most things you have wings coming out the back. Like here they're coming out of his ears. Like,
It's
Well, it's supposed-
horrific.
It's supposed to be a reference to Super Mario 64, but that was on a hat. It wasn't literally coming out of his body. Come on, Chris. Like, wings growing out of your face is not realistic. You got to be a little bit more grounded and have them come out of your hat. Come
it's
on.
just horrifying. How do we make this fucking a fat dude turned into a Pikachu Sonic hybrid? How do we make it worse? Tentacles? Nah. What about wings coming out of his face?
Now you just got me like I'm just imagining like Chris Sonichu with like Slender Man tentacles, standing in the woods looking for a cute boyfriend-free girl.
So it's like, do you guys remember the 8 pages game? And it's just
The-
finding
yeah.
the 8 pieces of Chris Chan's attraction sign.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Right, so Mary Lee Walsh is hiding in the woods, right? She's ripped up your attraction sign. You've got to get all 8 pieces and stick it back together.
And that pounding sound from the video game, like it's just like the sound that he makes, like it starts off with saying like.
You just hear him. You just hear him like, "Yeah," or was it like, "I'm working on it" in the background?
And then at some point, when you get all 8 pages in the thing, the music builds up. It's like all you hear is no, 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 over and over again. Someone needs to work on this fan game of Chris Chan's Woods.
And let's be honest, none of us fucking know how to do it. But yeah, like it's like a little bit late to the party. Fucking Chris Chan Slender parody. Merrily Walsh the 8 attraction sign fragments.
My
Oh, yeah,
eye is literally twitching and has been for about 2 minutes. My eyes just wouldn't stop twitching.
It's just like your eyeballs are trying to escape your skull.
Why?
Way out the back of your head.
They're like, why are you hurting us like this? What do we do to you?
All right, so page S10.
And once again, the black man is trying to shoot with guns. Kind of. A black man wearing gold is shooting guns.
Double team.
Darn! Which one is real?
Thunderbolt.
Ah! That tears me anus.
Pixel blocks. Substitute.
Can you at least play with Lego like a real man?
Pixel blocks. Fuck, this is just horrible.
Ow!
Why is he in pain?
Oh, that
Wait.
he just violently got fisted. What did you mean? Why is he in pain?
No. I mean, is that like he goes ow? So, unless he's still sore from getting electrocuted just now, but like it seems weird that he breaks the fake Chris apart and then says ow. Oh, he's got pixel blocks in his face. I get it.
No, the other page what I was talking about, the next page, where it's like if Chris Chan is like he's making a hand puppet out of this dude. Like it's
Oh
going
yes,
right
it
into
looks like
colon.
his arm is fully in his rectum.
No!
And that's not fire, that is a prolapse you're witnessing.
Here, let me test your prostate.
Trust and a girl for me, I shall smite thee. Sky uppercut.
I didn't realise that was a thing from Sailor Moon.
I like Gemma's delivery. Like, oh no, please don't do that.
Like, no.
Somebody like a guy in gold armor, like sort of pushing his butt out like sexily. He's like, no, blue
No,
hedgehog. Please
everything's
don't
not
stick
right.
your mighty fist up my ass.
Yeah. Oh,
no.
I've been caught by Sonichu. He's fisted up my ass. What shall I do? Harder, daddy, harder. What?
No, it's just like, oh, I will defeat you, Sonichu. Oh no, I dropped my sword. Let me just bend down to pick it up. It'll be a shame if you took advantage of this momentary distraction.
I was like, now I gotta go
So
find Rocket
fucked up.
Fist Rick.
I've been paralyzed by the fist up my ass. The only thing that could finish me off now is possibly a reach around.
Oh, he got you too, huh?
Shut up!
Well, Chris,
Shut up.
I have to go. I'm glad that was over to help you in this
back
battle.
easy.
Did he help in the battle?
I can't remember, but all I know is that he died on the way back to his home planet.
Thank
He
you,
cut up-
DB.
He caught up. He defeated Genos.
Yeah.
But then again, what doesn't defeat Genos?
Yeah, he literally he loses every single fight he's in.
I'm off.
Now, as for you two managers, I love the idea that like this is Chris's idea of what goes on in the world. Instead of people walking up to him and going, "Look, we've asked you to leave before politely. You said no. You frankly, you smell. You're scaring people. You're sitting around, with a sign that says you want a girlfriend. It's fucking weird. People are just trying to enjoy their McChicken sandwich. All right, so can you leave?" And his idea is like, "You're standing in the way of true love." I'm like, motherfucker, just get off our property, please. I don't want to call
Virginia
the
must
police.
be a very pleasant place to live because I don't know, like the amount of tolerance that these people show Chris up until their breaking point. Like I can only imagine, like the police up there must be saintly. like they see this idiot constantly coming there defying what they like, constantly like interceding when they say don't come here anymore because there's a restraining order, and like, look, okay, we warned you the last time, please do not come back. Like, I don't know. It's one of those times where I want to try to envision Chris Chan trying this shit at somewhere like in, I don't know, like New York or like some hard area where he goes into like a clubhouse and like sir, you need to leave. Like, I will not listen to you, black manager, and he just gets his kneecaps broken in the back.
Now, as for you, managers, the pain that you both are feeling now should be punishment enough for going against me. Gosh, that's creepy. In my quest for a boyfriend-free girl to love and trust, I do not care about your rules, either of you, or any male, other than my
You don't care about your
father
rules. What society?
and myself. I've had enough to hear with your rules! When do we get the freaking
you
guns?
I told you, you don't get your gun until you tell me your name.
I've had enough to hear with your rules. Fuck, I love classic Simpsons so much.
Yes.
But let me make it perfectly clear that in my quest, it is very hard for me to find. Chris, come on, you're killing me, man. It is very hard for me to find a girl due to the infinitely high boyfriend factor.
Even though girls.
Let me explain the infinitely high boyfriend factor to any
please
newcomers, anyone who's not up on Christery. So, the infinitely high boyfriend factor is what Chris calls the fact that every pretty girl has a boyfriend. Aside from the fact that they don't necessarily. You see, Gemma, I've said you're probably a bad example because you probably just punched them, but in general,
I'll think like a woman. All right. Okay.
okay. What do you do? Some creep, is talking to you. You're being polite, but you're trying to give signals you're not interested. He's not taking the hint. What do you say to shut him up, get rid of him without hurting his feelings of potentially getting in a situation? Because you don't know if this guy's dangerous or whatever. You want him to leave you alone. What do you say?
I have a boyfriend.
There you go. Now you do, of course, but if you didn't,
I would still say I have a boyfriend.
right? So that's what typically goes on.
Or I'll say I have a girlfriend, and that puts them off even more.
Depends on if they're as creepy as Chris.
Okay.
They'll just go
Or if you live-
and cut their taint open and come back.
Or if you live where I live, you could just say, sir, I don't feel safe.
There's no room for someone else.
You're in a relationship with a cartoon hedgehog.
Yeah.
Or
Where's
or
Matt
if you
calling
live
me on
in
the phone?
where I
Hello? Oh, okay.
what?
So,
Wait, what happened?
yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish it.
Okay, well, we're nearly at the end now anyway, mate, so... Right.
I'm going to stick around it and see if I can get working again. but,
Okay, I'll see you in a bit then, possibly.
yeah, okay.
Right.
Now, as for you two managers, okay. Infinitely high boyfriend factor, and I do not want to risk getting a punch in the face from a jerk.
How many fights has Chris actually gotten into?
Also, he calls everyone a jerk. Do you not think, if you're harassing a girl, she tells you she's got a boyfriend, you continue to harass her and then the boyfriend hits you, who's the jerk in that scenario?
It does remind me because Chris, he never sees a woman as a jerk. I don't know if Christine changed her tune in this day and age, but it reminds me of one of the calls he did with Casey, another troll that he was trying to court, and he was trying to do that stupid spiel oh, women are such a beautiful gender, they treat me they're so much kinder, and she even straight up told what the fuck are you talking about? Women are fucking horrible to some people. And well, yeah, you wouldn't know. I was yeah, I am one. I would know.
Yeah.
But he can't see it that way. And most of the people who trolled him, I think, usually are women. Or a good
Yeah, there's been a
good
fair few female
chunk of them.
trolls with Chris, for sure.
Yeah. Gemma should have said, "Sod off, you Yankee peasant, or I'll douse you in Zaid and do the gay Gordons on you."
None of that was. Those weren't words I just heard.
I swear that girl is not using real words. Chicken 1-2's coming, boys.
Yes.
It's the best thing to take from the stream. This is all depressing, but Chicken Run 2 is happening. Okay.
I love that movie.
I'm so excited.
Since the ladies are unable to notice my person, because they mostly
Well, they
have...
noticed you.
Oh, fuck you, Chris. They mostly have shopping on their minds.
Oh,
Do you think that,
fuck you.
That maybe girls don't want to talk to you because you're a fucking sexist? Like, do you think that might have something to do with it? That you think women are simple-minded cretins? I mean, they'd have to be to date you, but...
I'm assuming that, like, when Chris would try to ask them out, some of them wouldn't even dignify his presence and will just try to keep... Well, you know, when someone is making you uncomfortable and they're trying to get your attention, just keep your head down and try to make it look like you're busy.
Yeah.
So he interprets that as like, oh, well, these girls sure do love shopping. Like, no, Chris. It's just that they would rather look at the fucking Tupperware that they're looking at or wherever they are than speak to your smelly, deranged hobo fucking rugby shirt wearing looking ass.
So please, just leave me alone with my love quest.
No.
Not if I have a say in the matter.
That was loud.
Sorry.
What? Who goes there?
I'm the one who rules the Malwart region, and I'm the one who'll destroy all your pitiful hopes and getting a
Pitiful
girlfriend.
hops.
Pitiful hops and getting a
Oh
girlfriend of
god,
your own.
he's gonna burn down Chris's microbrewery.
I'm gonna destroy every
I've been
IHOP
working
in
on
the
my beer.
Bigfoot radios.
Don't destroy my microbrewery.
Look at the last panel with Chris's face. His mouth is like half a centimeter to his eye. And it looks like he's smelled a really bad fart.
He does. Where those clowns have failed, I shall triumph. I am the WM manager. Ha ha ha.
Gasp.
I just
Oh
my. I didn't know.
To be
Even better.
continued.
It looks like for a brief moment, Chris had a bit of the veil on his brain was lifted, and then he became self-aware. Like, oh my god, this is what I smell like.
It's something that
People-
I'm going to be
my
really
mom-
childish, but in the final panel, it's Chris is like, "You want me to suck on what?"
Like he's
Wait,
looking over at the next
This
panel,
is
like,
fucking
wait a minute.
bizarre, right? Let me zoom in. It says Sonichu,
Where?
above it says Sanichu's. Sanichu's Sonichu.
Where?
Sanichu's Sonichi Adventure.
What the fuck?
Sanichu?
Sanichu's
It takes-
Sonichi Adventure. The fuck is this?
So Uncle Palpy is like, oh my god, it's Mecha Snyder.
We'll have to run him over.
And thank you for the
See, in my headcanon, again, Michael Snyder is actually Zack Snyder, so I think Chris is justified in running him over. You
Release the
make
Snyder
shit
Cut.
Release
movies
the
and
damn
remakes.
Michael Snyder cut.
Like going into the gameplays and like, Michael, I want to be unbanned, and I don't know where I was going. Something about fucking Suicide Squad or something. I don't know. I'm lightheaded right now. This has all been a trip for me.
Yeah, this
Yeah, it's been
has
fun.
just been thoroughly bizarre.
Yeah.
How bizarre! Do 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 do. Anyone remember that song? It's a pretty good one.
How bizarre. How bizarre. Yeah.
That song just goes to show that New Zealanders should be barred from traveling to civilized countries. You know, I like that song.
Based.
That was more of a generalized statement. New Zealanders, you know what you did to us.
I don't know, and it's very sinister.
Well, they didn't do anything. That's the point. I don't trust you. At least it's like fucking Futurama with the neutral planets. Like, okay, I don't trust those neutralers. With like your enemies, at least you know what they stand. But those neutral guys, you never know.
So what is this? Some kind of gameplay?
So what, we some
is
kind
this?
of
What is
chaotic
it?
combo?
What is this? A game place or a test of patience?
What a piece of cowabunga shit.
I remember how the last stream is like someone said Christian Eastern Chandler.
Yeah, for that look, for how because he kind of looks like a little Chinese boy here.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Like, yeah, Christian Eastern Chandler. That is far funnier than it has any fucking right to be.
Christian Eastern Chandler is Chad, says MC Shader.
No, it's true.
I'm sure. Well, we already know what a Chad version of Chris Chan is. It's Liquid Chris.
Yeah.
The whole joke with Liquid Chris is that he's everything Chris says he was. Like he tries to speak Spanish to show off how smart he is, and then Liquid Chris makes a video speaking 5 different languages.
Yep.
Yeah, he was like, he was good at doing the voice of Chris, so that Chris could never talk like anyone but himself. This guy was better at doing it was funny at doing impressions. He could play the guitar and sing and everything. Yeah, it was really funny. He was actually smart.
Yeah, actually the one of the closest thing to a wholesome kind of arc we have with Chris. Wholesome in the sense that these weren't people that were looking to hurt him like that fucking piece of shit Blue Spike.
Oh yeah, fuck Blue Spike.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the trolls are really fucking cringy, and then there are people like, oh, I was trying to like Casey, like I was trying to help. I'm like, yeah, why'd you get him to send you so many fucking like embarrassing videos then if you were trying to help?
Yeah, or Jackie.
Yeah, I think that's who I meant.
You can't. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I was trying to help him like get a job and everything. I'm like, yeah, but you also had him send videos of you fucking a sex doll and stuff. So, yeah, your intentions weren't exactly pure.
No.
I would say the closest thing to because he responded purely to his quote unquote trolling kind of came in response to whenever he would speak to Chris and whatever Chris would do in retaliation to him was Alec Benson Leary. Alec Benson Leary tried to give him practical advice about like keeping his fans happy by like regularly putting stuff out, and he actually turned Chris's logic back against him and showed them, look, your arguments don't hold up because you obviously don't care. And then Chris didn't know how to handle it. I mean, to be fair, it's like, what do you expect from someone who was raised by television and toys most of his life and constantly got a pat on the back from everyone around him? Like, what did you think was going to happen? I swear, Liquid Chris is actually out helping cure cancer. Yeah, that's actually true. I don't know if he actually got his degree, though. The guy who plays Liquid Chris actually is going, or was getting his degree in cancer, I forgot what it was, a specific field where the study of cancer treatment.
Oh, oncology.
Yeah, or as John Sean put it, the cancer one.
The cancer one, yeah, that was a really funny video.
Clyde Cash was just dunking on an autistic man-child as a means of showing off. Yeah, I think that's true. Clyde Cash was fucking cringy as well. He always did that like tough guy voice and everything.
Yeah.
Most of them were embarrassing.
I did like
Most of them were as embarrassing as Chris.
Was it Alec Benson Leary that did the voice of like Jackie's boyfriend?
Oh yeah. I didn't recognize it at first, and then I really listened in like that's. Oh, I love it. Lars is one of my favorite characters in the whole saga. It like Chris tells him like, oh yeah, I'm Indian. They're like, oh shit, you one of them Indians? What casino you from?
Yeah, oh my god, what casino you from? One of my favorite moments of Chris is like him slowly devolving into this kind of like pseudo ebonics, and he sounds more coherent because he isn't struggling and umming and ahhing every word. He's just doing a quote unquote black voice, and somehow he's easier to understand.
I love how like it kind of shows like Chris has no real sense of scale when it comes to right and wrong, because he's talking to Lars, they're getting along, and Lars casually brings up like, yeah, I slipped some shit into a drink, killed that motherfucking baby, and Chris is like, oh yeah, I feel you, dog.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Liquid Chris is my favorite Chris Trana. Like, it fluctuates, because the more entertaining ones are, to me, also the worst ones in terms of what people do to Chris. But the more wholesome ones are my favorite. I don't like Chris as a person, but I don't want to see him get hurt. I don't want to see him get, like, fucked with to that extent. It's...
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I fucking hate Idea Guy, because I like literally extorting money from someone.
Oh, the idea,
You feel me?
guys, like, just sort of like.
Yeah, that just went way too fucking far. Like, a lot of the issues we're seeing now with Christine, I think they're directly responsible. Like,
I would be. I kind of want to, and I was thinking about it like one day when I was like going through the quick appeal, like why don't I find new Christine as entertaining as Chris Chan? And then it hit me. It's because Christine isn't special anymore, and what I mean by that is, Christine's insanity is nothing I wouldn't already read on Tumblr. So it's like Christine has becomes like just another face in the crowd. Old school Chris Chan was like an anomaly unto himself with all these weird quirks and speech patterns and all these weird contradicting beliefs that didn't add up when you line them up to other beliefs. And now Christine's just generic Tumblr person, just a little bit more crazy.
yeah, it's
That's
just
not
like,
as fun.
and the thing is what's really sad, and I do blame Chris's parents for this, is Christine refuses to change or to get any help or to acknowledge that she has a problem. And I think there are a bunch of people who are just as bad as the trolls. They're a bunch of fucking white knights that are, let's be honest, enablers. Absolute enablers of Christine's bullshit. You know, they're as bad as the trolls because, like, there's not enough people. Because, let's be honest, Christine lives in a little bubble and it's just spends all of her time on fucking Twitter. And there's not people just saying, this is bullshit, none of this is true, you need to speak to an expert, a therapist, you know, psychiatrist, whatever, and maybe get yourself some fucking diagnosis on, you know, for what's wrong with you. Because this is, you're imagining things, you're talking about, you know, dimensional merges, you're married to a fucking cartoon rabbit, you need help.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that's one of the reasons why Josh from Kiwi Farms, because he used to keep in regular contact with Christine, just to like he was earnestly trying to help Christine, and like not in the coddling sense, like trying to get her mental faculties on straight. And after a while, I think he just gave up and just said fuck it, because he said it himself, like I'm not here I'm not gonna humor your nonsense. Like either you want my help or you don't. I'm not here to like humor this stupid like imaginary shit that you want people to latch onto, because that's a prerequisite that you need to abide by if you want to try to help Christine. You need to completely kowtow to this like fictional like imaginary world that she's conjured up, and if you don't do that, she won't listen to you.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest fucking tragedies of the whole thing. It's, you know, that's one of, you know, Christine's biggest faults. You've got to want help and you've got to want to do better. And if you because I really saw that when we read that document on the stream that suggested that maybe Christine doesn't really believe in the dimensional merge and like the whole thing's just kind of cope, and it was like, it seemed like she was reaching out for help, you know, but she just fucking isn't. And it's just like, come on, you can't just carry on like this. What are you gonna do when Barbara fucking dies? You know, you're living in a fantasy world.
It's kind of weird because I stand by my opinion that say for maybe one or two of the outliers here, I wouldn't say that like Alec did anything wrong, but I wouldn't say that he did anything like to benefit Chris at all. Even though he like tried to give him practical advice, I don't think that was from the goodness of his own heart. I think it was just him trying to get Chris to keep moving and not slack off when it comes to the comic, because was his best interest as someone who's making a parody comic to kind of keep Chris going too. But besides him, there's no good people in this whole shebang. Like the trolls, like that's kind of why I really do want like a Chris Chan biopic. Like I think it would be like a really fascinating movie to kind of like depict this person who I think desperately wants to simultaneously be left alone and also be famous, and also wants friends, but consistently is too paranoid to do anything but isolate themselves. And it's a fascinating story to me.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, I think, I think with the right script and everything, you could make that movie and it'd be really interesting. You could never do it as kind of like an attempt at an actual successful mainstream movie. It would have to be as weird as it needed to be. Like,
So who would you cast as Chris Chan?
I've said this before, and I know people always think I'm kidding, but I would want to play Chris because I think it's a really interesting part, and I never get cast as anything interesting. I get typecast a lot. People, there's some new subscribers. I mean, I am an actor, and I do get. You won't tell from this show because obviously I do a lot of comedy voices and everything on this, but I am an actual actor, and I get typecast as sort of, I get typecast as sort of neurotic guys who are on edge and at their breaking point, or I get cast as like the nerdy best friend, and that's it.
I don't know how to. I don't know I don't know how you're gonna take this, Jacob. This sounds like I don't know if this is a compliment or like a slight on you. I think you're too charismatic to play Chris. I'm sorry.
Well, that's part of the acting, though, isn't it? You become the other person, and I think he's a very fascinating person, and I think I could do it.
I think you could.
I'd have to practice the accent and everything, but I have with other roles. I can't just switch on an accent like that, but I can practice it and learn it and immerse myself in the character. So I would want to play the character, but I wouldn't want to write and direct it or anything. I'd want to completely focus on the performance. But that's something that I'll probably never get to do. Mind you, I didn't think I was ever gonna get to play Dracula. So sometimes cool stuff happens to you. So.
And well, of course, we got to get play Michael Schneider. We have to get
it's gonna be good.
We have to get Zack Schneider if he's not busy, ruining movies, ruining Watchmen. We can ask him, hey, you want to play this Jewish game store owner? And he was like, hell yeah, fam. That's what he talks like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Talks like a black person.
No, he just talks like a white person who like has the cadence, like the speech pattern. He has the cadence of a white person, but the speech pattern of a black person. Like, oh yeah, hell yeah, family. I'm gonna hit you up with that, dog.
like the fake black guy from the Chris Chan call. Yeah, it works.
I love Lars.
Lars, yeah.
It's just like slowly but surely Chris is like, I think Chris is trying to remember that he's supposed to dislike this guy, but he's been like warming up to him so quickly. They're like, yeah, I feel you, dog. They're like, yeah, I told you, man. White people be like fucking up our shit, man. Like, you Indian, you should know this shit, man.
Yeah.
Jacob dancing down the stairs to Backstreet Boys' Uncle Palpay. I'd say I really picture doing the Have a Boyfriend song and everything. Just fucking fully commit to it. You know what I mean? I'd get enormously fat for it. Because it'd be just a great excuse to stop exercising.
I'm stuck as the virgin with Ray. I just imagine it in my head right now with the fucking Sonichu medallion like swinging wildly as he gyrates. Dancing to Virgin with Rays, yes, indeed. We need to make this happen.
Sports bra on,
Like at some point, you just like take the rugby shirt off and like just start swinging over your head while the sports bra says "Want Woman" in bold letters on it.
I'd watch that. Everybody watch that.
I'm
going to say goodnight.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Because it's the middle of the fucking night. Okay, guys, thank you all for joining. Thank you. Obviously, Matt, his internet crapped out, but thank you, Matt and Vince12. I would thank Gemma, but she lives with me. It's fairly easy for her to join. But yeah, thank you guys, and thanks for everybody being in the chat. Thanks to all the really cool people who followed me on Instagram today. It was a fucking huge influx of you, so thank you. I'm going to be picking 5 of you to follow. Unless you explicitly don't want me to, then you can just ask me not to. But I'm going to pick 5 of you somewhat randomly. At some point in the future, I'm thinking of doing another one of those talking to the audience streams where you guys phoned in. People seem to really love that one. You guys seemed really enthusiastic about it last time. Got a lot of calls, so might do another one of those possibly when we finish Stones to Abigail. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Vince12, always a pleasure to have you on the show. We'll have to do something on your channel soon.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm going to do a Doki Doki Panic stream tomorrow.
Yes, Mo Doki Doki tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be on it, but I might be because we live in the same house. But it'll be on anyway. So
Yes, me and Jacob live in the same house. Gemma lives in New Zealand. That's why I don't like New Zealanders.
all right. Good night, everybody.